This program is rated MA. It contains adult themes, coarse language, sexual references, and violence.
All right, what's up, everybody? It is Open Comms. It's Friday. I'm Drayden. We got Dirk here. We got Rain here. We have LB here. Hyper Viper's here. We have Iron Wolf joining us tonight, and then Brisk is here. He couldn't get away from the office, so
I was working late,
yeah,
so I just stayed at work.
Yeah, so Brisk is he's still at work, but he'll be home eventually, just not during the show.
That looks so funny.
Yeah, it looks like so tiny.
Well, I had to.
Yeah, I'm back behind my desk. Nobody can see my head. But
he wanted the curtains in there, so I had to make him smaller.
The curtains are good.
But, yeah. Now, Dirk, you got a shot pre-poured. I am not ready. One sec.
Yeah, Dirk, what's the shot
Yeah, we
for?
have to start the show with a shot now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dirk, what was the shot for this start of the day show?
He's
having comms issues. He's having comms.
Can he hear us?
Doesn't look like it.
No, he can't.
All right, so
All right, let's talk about E before he gets here. Quick.
Dirk's
all the important stuff in.
He's in Dirk world. He's so serious face looking right now.
Yeah, I don't know what. Anyway,
he wanted to do a shot for Colombia, which was 16 years ago.
Columbia is
So-
oh right.
But Colombia, Colombia was 16 years ago. Crew of 7 were lost. January 28th, which was just a couple days ago. That was the 33rd anniversary of Challenger. So both spaceships lost. Obviously, EVE Online spaceship game as well as loss of life in those situations. So we're gonna do a shot to them. Dirk's gonna be really grumpy that.
Well, hold on. We probably should wait
should we just do this and like wait for him?
Yeah.
See if he notices.
Yeah, hold up your shots and see if he notices. Yeah.
Intense Kirk face.
Yeah, he's quite a.
He's really troubleshooting that TeamSpeak problem.
I feel like we should probably wait to pop the shot.
We can wait.
Yeah, we'll wait for that. And then Hyper Viper, not Hyper Viper, Iron Wolf. I will be getting your nameplate finished, but it'll take a little bit. But we gotta get off on a topic. We gotta get other people talking on a topic so I can focus on that because my mind only does one thing at a time.
All right, so while Drayden's doing that, did you guys see? You can put the shot glass down, Brisk. But did you guys see the the new gameplay trailer that CCP came out with?
Yes,
Yes.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know what everybody else thought, but I thought it was great.
I thought
A lot of people like it. He's got
thought it
2.3k likes and 84 dislikes. That's a pretty good ratio.
That's great ratio for Eve.
I thought it was really good and it just kind of broke down some of the gameplay. I mean, it doesn't give you all the gameplay, but
Yeah, no, I think so. I thought it was like, I mean, I wasn't really expecting a new trailer because normally when they have these trailers, they're always like cinematics and this or that, and they're always like big and I want to say kind of a big deal. Like it's more of like a movie than it is like an actual trailer or like an actual gameplay. But this they kind of kept it really simple, and I don't know if people caught it, but almost every single like frame looked like in-game footage, not a like, oh, let's have the art team do this, or oh, let's like remove all the UI and do that. They captured a lot of like what Eve truly is, purely based on the game of what you can show in game, and I thought that was like really.
And I think that
interesting.
was one of the best parts about it because, like you said, I mean, I love This Is Eve and a bunch of other trailers like that and the big cinematic stuff. But in the reality, they don't show what you actually do in the game. And that gives people a false impression that every fight is going to be some big cool fleet thing like that.
Yeah, that's
It's
just
just
like
like, here's what we
how it's
do in the
always
game.
been.
Here's
I
what you
mean,
can do in the game.
I don't
That's the
think
biggest
marketing.
complaint
I don't
about
think
trailers
marketing
is-
like the whole frame by frame fleet fights is a good way to get people to join in, though. So
Well,
It's a more
it could be
realistic
worse. It could be
expectation of
showing
the
up an
game.
asteroid being pulled toward a structure, and that being, the expansion trailer.
Yeah, like I mean, do you guys remember like when they were like talking about refineries and like all the cool cinematics they showed with it? Like I don't know if you guys have been actual moon mining, but it looks really fucking cool. If you have a good computer, it looks really good on just on its own. So like the fact that they were able to show all of that, and it was actually kind of funny because I heard some like comments from people of like certain things like what really stuck out to me was they're like, oh, you can do small skirmishes with your friends, and then there was like capitals and shit, and then they showed like fleet brawls, like, and like one dude's name was blurred out, and I'm like, okay, CCP is like trying to keep it like PG-13. They're trying to like show all this cool stuff without like just showing a bunch of like frigates brawling it out or this or that.
I'm surprised there wasn't any like flashes like buy skill injectors, like smoke in between and things. You could do this. Buy a pack of 20.
Just subliminal messaging every third frame is buy skill injectors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
So that was there was one little nitpick thing. Well, maybe two, but one is more jokingly than the other. But the one thing I saw in the trailer that I think could be pretty misleading for a lot of people was they did, like you said, they did a really good job explaining like, here's like different types of content you can do. This is what EVE is. This is other stuff, and then they also show you the in-game play of how it looks. So they did a really good job with all that. But then they're like, and you can do all this for free, and they don't really elaborate on that. It's like, well, kinda.
Yeah.
you
do
can
a lot of it
kinda.
for free.
It's like you
'Cause
can't do all of that for free. Like showing like or massive massive warships, and they show like a Ragnarok. It's like you can't do that for free. Well, eventually you can Plex if you buy Plex with ISK and stuff like that. So in a way, yes, but I thought that was a little misleading because I bet there's gonna be people like, oh, free to play, and they go in, they're like, why can't I train this? I have to be a subscriber. I mean, there's a lot of games that do that, but
Yeah. The one thing I noticed, so like, because I was not expecting the trailer, so I was like, oh my god, it's all in-game footage. So I was looking for like footage that I recognized. So I was like whose character is that? Who's this? Who's that? And if you notice the portrait in the upper left, sometimes it's just blank, and that's a reflection of being on CC. Even if you make your character on CC, it doesn't actually show a portrait. So I thought that was interesting too, because it was very clear that like CCP either made a character on Tranquility and was showing off like the starter missions and shit, or they were doing other things like going on CC and actually showing the footage because for whatever reason it's safer.
Dirk, you have a shot. Do it.
Oh,
We didn't do it yet. You can intro it. You can intro it.
You to come back.
I always shot for you running right.
Yeah, well, we never took the shot. We just
we talked about
it on it, and then we're like, oh.
Yeah, we announced the Columbia thing, but we didn't. We said that we would wait for you to get back before we took the shot. So
what? Never mind.
Shots
for fucking Columbia.
Shots.
And the 7 astronauts that died.
Oh, I think that had some old stuff from last week.
It has some burnt plastic in it too.
Oh man,
Which is the worst when it sits there from last week because all the alcohol evaporates out and then you just get left with shit.
No,
well, I don't know what kind you're drinking, but
and not yeah, I'm
Did
not
you
going
have, like,
to go
milk
back to
last
the Columbia thing, but as far as this video goes, okay, look, I understood what it was for. I'm glad that it didn't put out there those kind of false expectations that were so far out there for the person who actually comes into the game, right? It was explanatory, which I thought was extremely helpful. I think that there were some moments in it that maybe they could have done a little something. I don't know if it was with music. I don't know if it was don't use that same boring voice for 6 straight minutes.
But that's the Aura voice, Dirk. I mean, what other voice are they going to use?
I get it's the Aura voice. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have the same sort of drone for 6 minutes. You know what I mean? It is relatively a long trailer for kind of not having some sort of high points to it. Even when they're talking about kind of like the big wars and things like that. The monotone drone, but it's like whatever. I mean, I think it's one of the better videos for being able to give to somebody out there and say, oh, you want to know what EVE is? Here's a 6-minute thing.
But that's I think the point, because if I can't remember the last time they did a trailer that straight up just explained, all right, this is what the game is, this is what you do in it, this is what's interesting, this is what's the different aspects of it. I mean, they even had mining in there, which I know made people happy.
Yeah,
sure.
Are really weird.
The other little thing. On Roanna, thanks for 26 months, and who was at the very top? But there was Voodoo Stew. Thanks for this. That was during the intro, so it didn't pop on the screen. But the things like they're showing all this stuff like it's all super serious, like in depth and everything, and then they're like, and have your own alliance, and like it shows like a station, and it's got like an alliance banner, and like you'd think they'd use like one of the more like serious looking logos, like either Imperium or NC Dot or Pandemic Legion or something like that, and Pandemic Horde. It's like little toy, like animated baby squid on.
But I
right.
think you saw throughout
there you go.
some of the well-known. I know at one point they were showing a structure that had the Goon B over the top, and they were definitely putting out ones that I think were sort of known visually to us, if not anybody else.
Well, also you can only do so much in a short video these days with the attention spans. You can't get into this is how Eve is, and this is all little nuances, since a lot of it's just player driven. So I still liked it a lot, but I also do miss the awesome cinematics.
Yeah.
The This Is Eve trailer is still the best one.
Oh yeah, by far. Or this is really Eve.
It is. It is.
That one's so good.
That plays to people who are already familiar with the game.
It does.
Much more, right? Because you're able to take what you know and blend it into the trailer, right? When I first saw the thing of gameplay trailer 2019, I'm like, and I'm seeing people rave out there. I'm going, oh, what the fuck is this? Let me go look, and then as I got into it, it was like, okay, it's like I saw where it was going, and I'm trying to figure out if it's better because it is explanatory and it is honest and it is, it's not ramping up expectations beyond what players, what somebody coming in might need, with the balance of again, if somebody was clicking on that, would that cause them to go, oh, fucking A, man?
It does look
even
a little
in the slightest.
It does look complex in a lot of things, so I think there might be a lot of people that, if they've never seen or heard about Eve and they watch the video, they might look and be like, man, that looks really fucking complicated. I don't know.
Why is Brisk so far down in his chair? He looks like a little kid behind that.
I had to make me a little bit bigger.
Look at how big he is. Well, look how big he is compared to the desk. If I make him bigger, like, is the president like the entire?
You can make me bigger.
No, because like where he's at in the chair is the bottom of his camera. If I raised him up, he'll be floating above the desk. Like, look on his camera.
Well, that's the problem.
I don't have.
Yeah,
this is the highest that the stupid ass chair goes.
Yeah, like if you pointed your camera down,
then you look like a little boy at a big man's desk.
Yeah, but if you pointed your camera down, but then your head would be cut off. So
Here,
I mean,
just put me in front of the desk and make me bigger, and stick me in between the things.
We won't put you in front of the desk. We'll just make
Go ahead.
like
You can put me in front of the desk. The desk doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah.
There you go. I can be big. I'm big. There you
go. Make Brisk big
on
again.
the desk.
There we go.
Is my account coming through better?
There. Like
look how huge he is, though. He stands up, he's got just like fucking.
It's like you are now the width of the desk, but
I'm all big.
Make.
You just need like a sign, like hold with the signature, like best deal.
What was it? There was something I was gonna say about the This Is Eve trailer, about how it was really hyped and how that, like you said, it applied to people that already know what the game is. Because I remember when that came out and like it was on YouTube and there was a ton of people that don't play Eve that were that watched it, and there was tons of comments on that thing of people going, it looks cool, but it's all staged, and people like, no, like, well, they CGI'd and stuff and put the ships in, not CGI'd, but they did their whatever their little cinematic thing is they can just create the cinematics with. They did that for the visuals, but all the vocals are actual legit things from fights and fleets, and a bunch of people are like, no, that's bullshit. People
and
don't
you can
talk
use
like
your
that in the
imagination
game.
on the visual side of things. Well, see, and again, that's why it played so heavily towards the Eve existing audience, right? Or former players or whatever, right? People who could, in their mind's eye, visualize it as well, along with the real voices of Eve players.
But the whole problem has always been that folks will read the subreddit on Reddit, they'll read our Eve, they'll read the stories in PC Gamer or Kotaku about stuff that happens in the game, and they'll be like, this is the coolest game to read about that I'll never play, because they have no idea what the game actually is. So this is the kind of trailer that says, all right, you've heard about the game, you may want to know a little bit more, here's what you can actually do, here's pictures of the ships, here's pictures of in-game actual footage of what you're doing, and here's an explanation of all the different stuff you can do. I think it's great. I think it's designed at an audience that's not as familiar with Eve, and that's what it's supposed to do. And I'm hoping that it helps people out.
Well, isn't that what a trailer?
I found out what happened with the fits.
Do tell.
All right.
The fits.
So the whole point of the fits was it was all supposed to be visual, so that you had different things on the screen, different things on the ships to make everything look the same. Falcon said it on Reddit, and that was what the fits were. That the fits had nothing to do with whether they should be actually on that ship or not. It was just trying to make things look as
did they have like one of every weapon?
This was
like
a
launcher, a laser, an auto
wasn't
cannon.
a how to play video.
Yeah, but the thing is, like with
Correct.
trailers, that's the whole purpose of the trailer, isn't it?
Like,
to bring
don't
people
ever
in
fish your ship this way.
aren't a part of it. Like you don't make
yeah,
a trailer.
right,
But
Well,
some of
YouTube
it, sometimes
does,
it's
right?
also this game is cool. Here's a cool thing. You know, make
Well,
it
I guess
look
they
good.
call
and
those
entice
trailers
people.
too, but
Right,
I almost think
here
of those
they
as
are.
more like just hype cinematics and less.
Lockthar out there says nearly all video game developers never promote gameplay, always cutscenes in movies that don't resemble gameplay. I'm going to disagree on a lot of.
I think most,
especially on say a first-person shooter game. But number one, most games out there are so basic in what they are relative to EVE Online, relative to something as expansive as EVE Online, that they can totally get away with cutscenes and kind of video quality stuff, right? As being their trailers. Because you can visualize, let's say, like in the Division 2 trailer or something like that, right? They're going to have this stuff that's kind of cinematic in nature that's there, but because whatever you can kind of like visualize
they make mini
yourself.
movies with the Division thing, which is kind of cool.
I think they make cinematic style stuff for most games. I mean,
right?
Was it?
But that
All of them.
because
I mean,
because they're more narrowly.
But it's to the
focused
point
games.
that they specifically will put like in letters at the bottom of the screen actual gameplay footage, because everybody does cinematics and don't actually show the game. So when they do show the game in the videos, it's important enough to actually tell people this is the actual fucking game. So Lack's point is valid.
Right.
Well, and at least they didn't show like tie-dye.
That would have
It'd be accurate
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, you could've
that.
All you needed for
You know
tie-dye
that
was to
game?
log into Perimeter today,
Yeah.
and you get all the tie-dye you
I mean,
wanted.
it's definitely accurate, and yes, Raven, we totally understand of what it is geared to, which is why kind of taking that sort of EVE veteran player status out of it and looking at it literally from way outside the window. Not even people who are familiar with EVE Online because maybe they played it years ago, or anything like that. But literally the person who is way far out outside the window that you want to get them to actually at least get up to the window itself and look in. This is definitely geared towards them, and I think definitely well played. The only thing I would have changed was I would have created some high moments of sort of
a little more hype.
Yeah, just for a little bit here and there. You know what I mean? Just to kind of break it up a little bit. Because again, I think 6 minutes of Aura's voice, especially the new Aura's voice, is
It was fine.
Well, it
and
would
I
be cool if they had
understand that. You saying it was fine is the
It
same
was
as
a
the people
good
out
video.
there
Look,
going.
it was a
hold on,
good
it's the same
video,
as
and it
people
was
out there
different.
Going, holy fuck, that was a great video, man! Fuck yeah!
But that's not what it was.
No, that
That's
was
but
a
that's
good
not what it
video.
was supposed to be.
I know,
it was
but
never
they
supposed
said
to be
that
a,
too.
oh yeah, let's play Eve. It was a here's Eve for the people that don't have any idea what the hell the game is. That's what it was. It's not a pump you up video. It's not like a freaking
If you think about
permaband
it-
video.
Dude, you should read some of the comments out there, like when it
If you
first came
think
out.
about it in the context of YouTube, you're going to search for Eve in the box, and all the trailers are going to pop up. So if you happen to watch This Is Eve, and then you watch Eve Gameplay 2019 in that order, you're going to see how the game can be, and then see how the game really is. You're going to have a better understanding of what you're getting into.
Right. And
This
you're
was
not going to come
definitely
in there saying,
educational.
I expected more than this boring ass mining game.
And again,
Or low
we can go back to the
these
years of
people in
saying
chat
don't.
was saying, we gotta throw in some Excel documents and shit like that to make it realistic as hell.
Well,
There you go.
That's the
yeah, I mean,
stigma
you
we
don't want
have.
to do that. You don't want to do that. But again, you got to go back to the things that we've been saying for years, right? Of managing expectations appropriately and putting out stuff that is informative without kind of making people believe something that isn't true within the first 36 to 48 hours that they get into the game.
True. I think it'd be nice if they did some got some more like video the fleets with comms, because I think that'd be interesting more than just Aurora talking. But then again,
but that only plays to a certain group out there as well, right? I mean, there are some people who, when they first come into a game, they are looking to be solo because that's just what they are when they first come in. They're not pre-programmed into an organized group or anything like that. They're not really having an expectation of being in fleet fights, unless you've given them the expectation of this is what EVE is 24/7, which we know that it's not. So therefore, building something that can attract people in those early moments to come in and go, look, this is all the fucking possibilities that are out there for you. This video lays it out way better than any video they've done yet.
Yeah, and there's obviously working to get more people and get more videos that explain that for new people, because they realize they need to do it, and they've been working hard at it, and so I give them props to them.
Brushami brought up what you said there, Drayden, about the fact that when they talked about alliances, they had the horde, the
little
whatever that thing is in a rubber ducky.
It's like a little squid. Yeah, it's kind of like. I mean,
they're making fun of your logo, Iron Wolf.
I mean, it for people that are in EVE, like they know of it.
He's new to it.
It's just a thing. But I'm just saying, from someone on the outside looking in, they'd see that maybe and be like, "The fuck is that?" Like. Why is that on a stage? Is that part of the game?
I don't know. Somebody from Fortnite, I would think, would recognize that as being the kind of fucking cartoon anime shit they're used to.
So
they would love it.
I really want CCP to do maybe this is a bit far-fetched. So you have all the variations, all of EVE's trailers are all about in-game stuff, but a lot of people talk about EVE sort of outside of EVE, and I really want CCP to do a trailer that's just a bunch of EVE nerds, which probably would look terrible, but a bunch of EVE nerds talking at a fan fest or at a Vegas, or about how people's lives interact and how much EVE players have done for each other. And I feel like the conclusion of it could be oh yeah, we all met because of a video game, and it sounds really awkward, but this one common thing unites us.
And then you can create one long range video of this is the one before you got into the game, you saw all your possibilities and everything, and then they go to this is EVE kind of a thing, where it does show fleet fights, and it also shows solo play kind of stuff, and then it can go to where EVE isn't even there, it's just you hanging out with people online, talking about EVE, and then going to parties and drinking.
I don't know. I feel like that'd still be an accurate trailer for EVE and why people love EVE.
The life cycle.
Yeah.
EVE, do we really want to advertise the game by advertising the players? So that's kind of scary.
Yeah. It could start off, oh god, this is terrible. But all those, all those commercials for those matchmaking websites or something like that. But then it's all oh yeah, we're all just a bunch of EVE nerds, and it's nothing weird.
Now that would be funny if it started off as a Match.com commercial and then it turned into EVE commercial. That would be kind of funny.
Hey, my name's Pro God Legend. Or some shit like that, and
I met my wife playing EVE.
No, not even meeting his wife.
We were both nerds.
Just yeah, this is my friend Billy, and then it talks about them, and you're oh man, it's a gay hookup website, and it's nah, they're just a bunch of nerds leading thousands of other nerds in this fucking video game, and there's nothing sexual about it at all.
Is this Tinder? Is it OkCupid? No, it's EVE Online.
Or they could do a transition of showing some in-game stuff, kind of a This Is EVE, and people maybe raging from fleet comms. And then transition to the party stuff where people are the same people are hanging out.
Yeah, I feel it would just be really, really well done, and also absolutely hilarious.
Anyways, definitely want to do a shot for what I do believe to be for people who are not already engrossed in EVE, the most honest sort of depiction of EVE for new players looking at the game from the outside in. Which is really just another reason to do a fucking shot, but whatever.
Yeah. We'll take them as we get them.
Yeah. So, speaking of HiSec, there's been a lot of action up there, it seems. Great massacre of...
What's been happening?
I'll tell you, the fights at Perimeter are pretty freaking cool, and it's funny to watch everybody, all the nullsec guys trying to figure out the HiSec rules, and then making mistakes and everybody dying. It's just
so I get a message from a friend, and it goes, guess how many goons died shooting me? And I go, how many? He goes, 30 kill rights. Which apparently this guy was out brawling with against goons.
It was Neutralogy, I think it was.
Did they get him though?
And he got nailed.
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
I was saying, because if they got him, then I'm sure the goons were like mission accomplished. I'm sure they knew it was a suicide gang, but
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he was Neutralogy and got called by accident, and that's how
Oh,
it
nice.
happened.
Oh,
And
right.
then everybody's dead.
So it's just bad.
Boat
But
lost
I mean,
a
I think
shitload
it's
of
funny. I mean, I
battleships,
feel bad for all
apparently.
the guys going to perimeter trying to buy shit and getting stuck in 10% tie-dye for like the first time in their lives.
Like all
You know,
these
what is
movies.
like-
Oh, I heard so much
Well,
about
so-
Cheetah trying to jump.
So Redline has a question. Do you think that the fights in HiSec are encouraging HiSec players to join NullSec alliances or discouraging them from joining? Probably, if they're getting ganked by a bunch of dudes from out in the
That's not what they are, though.
out in the
That shouldn't
wilds.
be.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
That shouldn't be what you're saying.
Well, you're basically out there, you're watching in the fields, and you see those people fighting over their structure, like shooting and killing everybody. and
Oh,
people
you're-
are
oh,
in
he's
high
talking
tech,
about-
like,
oh.
what's going on?
He's talking about the people that
I
aren't
mean,
in the
maybe.
fights. The
I
outside
would like to
viewers.
think. I would like to think that seeing all of those fights in perimeter and like being able to just sit there and watch it, that some folks in HiSec that normally wouldn't be involved in PvP or anything like that would say, "Wow, this is kind of cool," and they get a chance to have it like in their front doorstep without even have to go anywhere and watch these two big fleets fight. I think that would be fun, even if you're in 10% tie-dye, because it's not something that you see every day.
And I think
So
I
I would
don't
think
think
that would be cool.
I don't think HiSec players really experience tie-dye besides like the market menu or whatever it is. So being able to like attempt to jump a gate and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go pick up my ship from whatever Citadel, and then like they just see all these people just flashing on their screen and like brawling about.
Right.
Like I mean, I think
Traffic
that'd be
control.
Really cool.
What's that?
Yeah, and
Well,
then like,
what if-
they're like, why am I warping slow? What is this little icon? Like,
Why do
are
I
all
have to
these
wait
people here?
160 seconds to jump into this system?
Well, what if the CCP did something like, you know, a system warning as you're jumping in? There's a big battle being fought over here, or something.
Yeah, but
You want
that,
to go look at, and it pops up, and you're like, oh, go
that
there
might
and take a look at
be
it.
like a lot of people would freak out about that because you know like they're
Yeah.
already freaking about chat being free until the fact that you know there might
True.
be an announcement of like a big fight actually happening. Also, Raiden, thanks for you gave like a Satan donation 666.
Nice.
Excellent.
666 or
666.
66.6 or
666 pennies. So yeah. Thanks, man. But yeah, I could just see that just being something that everyone flocks to bitch about. So I mean, I wouldn't.
Oh,
I
I'm sure.
guarantee you that people were
Yeah.
complaining. I mean, you know, perimeters where you go to sell your skill injectors and sell your plex, so you want to be able to do that. People are going to get mad if they can't. So that makes perfect sense.
Right. But everything that's going on down there is related to the current iteration of the war deck system, right? So if you're not war decked by that, chances are, well, I'm going to say chances are. Look, I'm not saying somebody's not going to take a fucking pot shot if you're rolling in there with 66 billion fucking ISK worth of bullshit, okay? But
As we
Like-
saw,
and we will get to that because I've got to yell
that
retard
bowhead
tonight. I
is the
just
best
do.
thing I've
Okay.
seen in forever.
All right, but oh no, I'm talking about something different. It wasn't even a fucking bowhead. But anyways,
Wasn't it a bowhead?
You
No,
know,
the
my
industrial.
point is that what's going on down there should not be scaring people. Maybe it should be encouraging them that look, even this kind of thing within a specific rule set, a reasonable rule set
Oh,
can
the impel. Never
occur.
mind.
You know, can occur. And maybe you want to be part of it. Maybe you don't. And if you don't, guess what? You're on the outside of that. Fine. You're probably not going to be all that affected by it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, look. I think that the rule set change that they've made regarding war decks is I think it's working out.
Yeah, I think it's good. I'm sure they're going to give at some point some statistics about flourishing in high sec now that the war deck system has changed and structure is still being killed out there.
I have asked for those statistics, and I'm hoping that they give them to us at the summit, so that they're in the minutes. Because I
When
think
is
that
the
would be
summit?
interesting.
You could just check Zkill. I mean, there's high sec structures dying daily.
We are flying out on the 15th of February. So
Oh,
it runs
nice.
That,
Okay.
that week. So we're 2 weeks.
Nice.
One more show, and then we'll have the summit next summit.
Cool.
But I
Yeah.
think you're right. I think the high sec, at least the structure changes have been interesting. I think people are still figuring out ways around, you know, the different rules. And I know that Fozzie and his team are still working. Team 5 are still working on the further iterations of that. And I'm looking forward to seeing that when they start talking about it publicly. because it's not done. I don't think the structure thing is by itself is it. So hopefully we'll get some more information on that sooner rather
No,
than
it's
later.
probably not it, but I would say that it has made it has certainly made great.
Oh, I know it's not
headway.
it. I just can't tell you what it is. So
Well,
that's all.
and that's fine. Well, I mean, you're not here to.
I
get
want them to go
inside
public
information.
eventually, but you know.
Yeah, well,
Right.
one would think if they've got more changes that they will go public, right?
One would hope.
Eventually.
I mean, because if you make a change, you're literally going public.
I don't know.
but-
Brist's face doesn't give confidence in eventually.
Look,
mean-
no,
Grin
it's
and
gonna
bear
look.
it.
It's gonna happen. You know, we finally started getting more information this week on potential changes, and we talked about it today in our meeting. I'm looking forward to seeing this stuff get fleshed out, and I'm hoping that by the time we get to the summit, that they will say stuff has been coded and ready to be implemented. Let's put a dev blog out and talk about it, that type of thing.
Yo,
So,
Risk.
you know,
Can you
we'll get
leak
there.
if can you leak yet if there are any more pink skins coming out this year?
You know, I got to talk to Antiquarian and those guys because I have like a list of skins that I want, and I need them to start working on it.
Tell
What he
them-
means is we gave
Tell
him
them
a
that
list
you
in
need to
Live's
leak them to
Discord.
me because I really want to know.
Oh, total. I mean, I've got a list of skins that everybody wants, and not only that, I mean, Jin needs his Hello Kitty skins.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's been
Also,
months
Rain-
since Pearl Abyss took over, and we still don't have cat ears. We need to get that. You know,
Also,
it's
Rain,
just
it's not technically a leak if permission's given. So he has to make sure he's not allowed
beside
to,
the
and
point.
then
it
tells
makes,
you.
it makes it sound cooler if I'm like, yeah, I got dank CSM leaks of pink skins, even if there's a dev blog about it. Okay.
Oh, I
Well,
wish.
well, speaking about the changes, who's looking forward to getting all their accounts wiped off the launcher again?
No.
Oh,
It's not
It's not
gonna
supposed to happen.
happen.
And I'm
Oh.
glad you transitioned
Oh,
to that. 'cause I was
God.
about ready to transition to something else. But as long as you,
You
can
like how I
bounce a
did that?
transition off of something that happened, well,
That's
then it's a
good.
transition. Yeah, so today they announced, what did they announce? That there are going to be changes coming to the launcher. It is going to be a reworking of the launcher. Things are going to happen with the launcher.
Well, I don't
When
know if you
launching
guys.
Eve, it's going to change.
You guys, if you haven't, I mean, the beta for the launcher has been up since I want to say before Christmas, and I've been using it, and I kind of dig the thing. It looks pretty cool. You can create launch groups. Like right now, I can click one button, and it launches my Titan and my Fax pilots together at the same time, so I don't have to worry about like clicking each one. And you can make it bigger or smaller. It has all the same data. I haven't had any problems with it, and there's no random news. You don't get that friendship thing that comes up every freaking time. I like it. I think it's good so far. So I give Avalon credit. I think the guys that worked on this, if you haven't tried the beta, try the beta. And we've been assured that a lot of the problems that people were having with logins and other launcher issues have been resolved by this, including the whole, it doesn't update automatically thing, which drives me absolutely insane. So hopefully, people try it out. But I try it out. It's cool. I like it. And you're not supposed to have to redo everything.
So if I
supposed to
restart
migrate
it,
everything.
I just
So if I
switched mine
switch-
before the show started, and nothing happened. It's all exactly
Didn't
where it
explode.
should be. I can launch all my accounts just the way it should. It takes like 3 clicks of a button, and then you're done.
how do I switch?
Go to settings.
Go
or
into
to the
settings,
hamburger
and
menu,
then
the
it'll
settings,
have
and
launcher, and then just click beta. Select
So
beta.
I won't have to add all 9 of my new accounts.
No, they'll all pop up.
Correct.
Go ahead, do it right now.
I'm scared.
She's got 9 accounts.
Last year at this time, I had 1 account, and then like a couple alphas I never touched. Now I have 9. Super alt, fax alt, bunch of spy alts, bunch of non-spy alts.
All right, settle down, Scrooge McDuck.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with having spy alts.
I am really bad at spying. I'm just like, hey guys, I'm Rain. I'm just here to hang out, and then like people just tell me things. So
And
Drain, that was
I'm pretty sure that your pictures on like all your characters on Discords, the different Discords too.
I've-
So
I've
it's like
had
really
people-
not hidden.
I had people like DMing me. They're like, Rain. They know it's you and the Horde, and I'm like, yeah, like their leadership knows it's me. Like I freely join Alpha Star's fleets and talk to him. Like my Horde alt. When I go and fight Horde, I like use my Horde alt to figure out who's new, and then I don't shoot them because I feel terrible. Like I found a mining op, and one guy's like, "Hey guys, first time in adventure," and I'm like, "Oh, I can't shoot him. Like this is terrible." But it was fun. It's a lot of fun
Well,
playing.
you
with Horde.
can. It just would be.
But no,
yeah.
it's not, because then like I don't want to be like malicious with it. I'd rather like go and help a Hordeling, like try and learn, or
Ooh,
like a lot of Horde
this
will
beta
auto
is really
1v1s.
actually. You're right, Bruce. That's pretty sleek, dude. I like it.
Isn't that cool?
I like it a lot.
I guess I'm gonna
Pretty
try
awesome.
it. I'm skeptical of that.
So
Where is
yeah,
this
I just
beta?
I clicked it, nothing
I just
happened.
did it. Swear, and it loaded all my characters, all
There's
my
a refresh
accounts.
button on the left now. Right, you got to click that. And then update the UI.
Update. Okay.
I'm in settings. I don't see it.
404 not found. We couldn't. Oh wait. Oh.
Oh.
Easy,
It died.
easy.
Oh, God bless. All my accounts are here.
Ta-da! She
See,
works.
I told you guys. Don't listen to me.
Okay, fair enough.
Brisk,
Yeah,
you're
click the
sweating a
hamburger
little bit,
menu.
right? You're waiting for one
Click
of
the
us to
hamburger
have it
menu,
happen.
click settings, version type beta, okay, and then hit the refresh thing.
Hey, Dirk, you should
That's
try
it,
it
you're
too
off
and
to
log in.
Well, I did, but that was for
Ta-da.
something different. Oh yeah, that is a thing. You know what? I'm doing a fucking shot for the fact that for the first time, and I don't fucking know how long, 31 straight days without playing a single fucking video game.
How do you do
That's
it?
something
How
to
do you
brag
live?
about, Dirk.
What?
Yeah.
What is this like?
I guess.
You know, I
This
remember
is-
something.
Well, just hold on a second. Hold on a second, okay?
I'm not doing a shot to that. This is
No,
Dirk's version
I
of
was
No
just-
Fap November. I'm not giving
I
him
was
credit.
fucking
for
doing
it.
a shot. I was doing a fucking shot for myself because I can't remember the last fucking time that in a given month I didn't play somebody. No fucking farming simulator. No like fucking Division 1. No Wildlands just to pretend that I'm running through Venezuela or any of that kind of shit. Okay, like, and no Eve, which I dropped for a variety of fucking I need to find a way back kind of reasons. But yeah, it was like shit. 31 fucking days. 31 days.
So what have you been doing instead with all the free time?
I've been.
It's on Twitter.
You've been on Twitter,
I've
right?
been doing a
That's
little.
exactly right.
I've been doing a little
Ooh,
more
that
work.
is shiny.
But yeah, like I'm gonna tell you right now, go back and hide back in Eve. Like whatever you motherfuckers like, please continue to go back and hide in fucking Eve because the real world sucks, man. It is fucking dick with a bunch of assholes out there and shit. Seriously.
I
So
think you
some
play
people
games.
enjoy it.
I need to maybe in February have 28 straight days of not even looking at fucking social media because it's
How about
it's some
that?
bad
That
shit.
would be healthier for you than not playing games for a month.
I don't
It
know.
might
I
be.
like
I think it
Dirk
might
getting
be.
drunk and like tweeting lyrics. Like I know Dirk's having a good time when I get lyrics tweeted at me or just see him on my feed.
That's kind of my thing. Is it like I'm out like boozing it up when like I'm like starting to feed you like Twitter
You're like, yeah,
lyrics
man,
on my
I love
Twitter.
some Tupac, and then you start quoting songs.
Yeah.
I remember.
Listen to what
Like
I'm listening
Nate
to,
Matthews.
bitches.
DJ McGurk.
I remember giving up Facebook for Lent one year, and it was like the best thing that I ever did. And I should just do that forever.
What?
It's just so
I
bad.
know it's a
Yeah.
religious thing, but what is Lent again?
Jesus
It's like
Christ.
some Catholic
God.
shit where you like give shit up because God's like whatever.
It's the 40 days
Don't
before
tell me about
Easter.
Uh,
The things they're not teaching you in schools these days.
well, that's because
Now everyone-
that's
Oh
because
yeah, sorry, we don't
religion's
know
not
what
allowed
Lent
in
is.
school
I bet
now.
you can tell me what holy is too, right?
That's the joke. What?
Bet you can tell me what holy is.
Well,
Well,
I guess.
I haven't
It's
done
Holly.
it's an Indian celebration. They throw the colored
You
powder.
mean Diwali? Yeah,
Diwali.
of
Holy,
course.
it's holy.
It's
I
Diwali.
call it Diwali because that's how I pronounce everything wrong. But yeah, of course, that's great. My neighbors across the street have their lights up. It's great. I like it.
well. Speaking of being intoxicated, was Hilmar, just drinking down the booze and tweeting out this week?
All right, hold on.
Yes, he's been
whoa, whoa,
tweeting
whoa,
up a
whoa,
storm.
I don't think
Hold on.
Hold on. Before we just sit there and throw up, is Hilmar doing whatever? Okay, there is a set kind of like way that you can build into things here, and depending on how you want to take it.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't lecture the people on the
Please.
show, retired
Didn't you
man.
retire?
I'm just saying.
I mean, like,
don't lecture our
I'm trying to
co-host.
give a fucking helpful critique on
Yeah, well, I
like,
mean,
you
you
know,
gotta-
how
you
to
gotta-
build
you
to
gotta
an
give it up.
expectation.
you gotta
I
give
think
it.
you're
You
You're
gotta like.
retired, boy.
Hold on, you
Fine
gotta
job.
let people get their popcorn, get their 10 nuggets for $1, and you gotta let them get prepared. Right, Dirk?
Okay,
Nuggets?
sorry. I'm still getting better at this, but I'm sure. Yeah.
There's no way Trump gives up Twitter for Lent, by the way.
Oh, I don't think Dirk's into nuggets yet.
And I haven't seen him in church since
Trump doesn't know what the
inauguration.
fuck Lent is.
I mean,
give up something?
I knew it was
Number
something
one,
to do with religion.
number one, it's a filthy papist thing for as far as he's concerned.
Like, I knew it was a religious thing, but I didn't know exactly what it was because I haven't done anything with church since I was like
And that's
4.
only because that's
and
what Jerry
I wasn't
Falwell Jr.
Catholic.
told him.
No, it's all good, Drew.
Well, I'm not Catholic either, but it's
what
something
was
you
it?
do.
Like my parents brought me to
Give
like
something
I
up.
think it was a Methodist church. I don't know. Is that like a Presbyterian thing?
Methodist is its own thing. Presbyterian is its
okay.
own
Well,
thing. But yes.
like Methodist church
They're
until I was
different
4 years old.
flavors
Then I
of
didn't know what it
Protestantism.
meant.
Many things.
I actually want to go out here and grab what actually set off Hilmar into some things that actually led into a couple of different places, because I want to make sure I understand what the origin of it was.
Well, I was triggered by the fact
was the
that
video.
Hilmar was talking to John Smedley. And for those of you who don't know who John Smedley is formerly of Sony Online Entertainment, and he was responsible for EverQuest and Star Wars Galaxies. For me, Star Wars Galaxies is the main thing. He's the reason why the game went to shit. So I was triggered by the fact that Hilmar was talking to Smedley in the first place. And then it sounds like Smedley's an Eve player, and that triggered me even harder.
For a long time, Smedley was head of Daybreak. We know the other guy that was part of Daybreak.
Did he
right?
ruin Daybreak?
Carneros, yeah.
Okay. I actually forget now what the reason was why Smedley left Daybreak. There was a thing that happened a few years ago and whatnot. It got fucking airtime and shit like that. But whatever. Sony Online Entertainment. I don't know. It may have been that whole goddamn. I don't know. Korea stole their shit or whatever. And Smedley's. Now I just don't remember. It's all a mishmash in my fucking head. But whatever. Yes, Smedley also played the game. Obviously, Carneros, who worked for Daybreak and whatnot, also played the game. And there's other people and shit like that out there. But. It started off with Hilmar retweeting the EVE Online official gameplay video that we talked about earlier tonight out there. John Smedley replied to him, "Your videos are always so epic." Hilmar said, "Thanks, John. Just like the game. Epic." Okay. Now, I'm going to branch off here for a second and go, was that not a subtle hint that they're moving off of Steam and onto Epic? Like every other fucking game manufacturer seems to be doing right now.
Jesus.
But maybe. I mean, look, Smedley's with Amazon now, right?
It wasn't, but I only say that because of the then tinfoil that goes on after that when somebody said Epic, but still waiting to walk in Stations, just saying. John Smedley says, "Walking in Stations was too good for EVE players. We had to hate it. Such a glorious vision. I still hope they make it happen one day." Hilmar responds, "Hold my beer."
Which, by the way,
This got people out there going,
23
oh shit, doing something in Stations might be coming. Yeah. Talk about doing something in
23
Stations
replies, 16 retweets. Like, people fucking latched onto this.
I loved how half the replies were just like,
thread.
what memes?
So, just because it's an evergreen fucking topic, okay, I think we should address walking in Stations, which then gave its name to Talking in Stations, whatever. Walking in Stations or doing whatever in Stations or whatever the hell, given all of the other things that have happened out there, right? Because I'm just not sure that what Hilmar was trying to signal to people out there is something that you should expect, although maybe it is something we should be wanting. Maybe it is always something we've been wanting. Maybe the whole fuck up back in 2011, was taken too far and all that kind of stuff. So, please.
Well,
have at it.
So the thing with that is, I don't know. It might have just been one of the. I honestly think he was probably. Yeah, I'll do a shot.
I think he was.
I don't
just
have
kidding.
one more. I think it was just one of those memeing type statements that he just says. He's like, "Hold my beer," like, haha, and then everyone latched on. He's probably like, "Oh shit, now we got it. All right, dev team, we got to do Walking in Stations again."
Well,
64-bit client.
I think he was just probably just sipping on too much cognac after selling the company to Pearl Abyss, and he's like, "Wee, look what I can do on Twitter." I don't know.
Look, the funny thing is that even though it's completely useless and it was always kind of dumb, there's just something about Walking in Stations that some people like, and they like having a character, and their character being outside of a capsule. So I can understand why he made the joke, but I think it's just a joke. I can't imagine that he's being serious about it, because after CCP's finally got their head where it needs to be and they're putting things, development-wise where they need to go to fix the game and do stuff like that, why would they go back to something that's never just a pipe dream and that only people that made videos used? I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
And the thing though is,
I think he's just kidding.
So
I'm sure.
I mean, Walking in Stations had a purpose. It wasn't much of one, but at least you could see your avatar. There's a lot of people that spend a lot of time designing their avatar and putting all the different outfits on. Because why would you spend the Plex to buy that stuff to put it on when no one's going to see it unless they show in for your character, click on your portrait, and then go view full body, and now they get to see the shit that you spent money on.
Which nobody
but
does.
they'll see the
okay,
they'll see the
before
top that
that-
you're wearing.
But
Yeah,
before the
that.
concept of walking in stations or ambulation, was coming around, right? Like they began to build that shit. It was part and parcel of the fact that this was something that was supposed to go on to something more than captain's quarters. Okay, and I'm sorry for people out there that don't understand what happened in 2011, and for the 3 to 4 years that happened before that. To where they think that this was just some sort of like flicker in the night that came and went. There was a whole bunch of shit that was built around this. There was a whole bunch of reasons for why it didn't work out the way that they wanted it to. It doesn't mean it can't if they actually got some fucking thought process behind it and figured out that, guess what, there is a way of expanding the Eve universe in such a way that would include something like this, so long as you don't break the underlying part of it, right?
Well, yeah, I think also, oh man, the thought's gone. Never mind.
Well, okay, so if they were going to do this again, this is hypothetical again. If they are going to do it again, it's obviously going to have to be more than what it was before. It's going to have to pretty much be what people were expecting it to be. Maybe not like to the point where it's like, they have shops and all this stuff in the station. It might just be a communal room where it's not just you by your lonesome in your captain's quarters. It's you and everyone in that particular station or Citadel in a conference room or whatever it is. And then, like, you could chat and, like, maybe
You've
stuff
been on this show fucking long enough. This particular conversation is literally fucking evergreen over the years of what the idea of ambulation could have expanded onto, that you can't approach it right now as though you never heard those conversations before, can you?
No. I guess I'm just like reiterating what's been
Dirk,
said
he
a
can't
million
remember
times.
what happened last week.
No,
2 years ago.
Well, hold on.
No.
I can't remember what happened last week, but I do remember what has happened. Like my long.
No, we've had these discussions before, but I mean, like, I don't know. It's like if this is the topic we're talking about, walk-in stations, then
I guess the question is this.
like we've talked about walk-in stations like 5 different shows before, so everything we're gonna say is probably gonna be reiteration.
No, well, hold on. It is okay, and through those conversations, I would have thought that you would have expected that you weren't inventing something from the ground up and therefore arguing arguments that were like early on in the entire process way back in the fucking day, right? As opposed to being able to look at. Now, look, maybe 2011 was the wrong time. Maybe that was the wrong time for the concept of being able to have something that was deeper into Eve in terms of it actually in the stations as opposed to out in space than now, right? But the concept of how... Go ahead.
When we can't get chat to work and when people are complaining about all kinds of mechanics in the game, I don't think adding something that doesn't actually directly impact the game itself, I don't think the time is now either.
Yeah, also,
So that's
This
kind
was
of
exactly the excuse back then.
I remember
But it's true. I mean, the point is, until they fix the rest of the game, why are they going to add something that doesn't add anything directly to the game?
Well, and didn't developers specifically say that the walk-in stations what was holding up the game to being able to go to the 64-bit architecture?
Right.
Yeah, they said captain's quarters even.
Yeah.
The reason they removed it was because it took so much development time just for basic things like creating a new skin and all that, or like changing a ship model.
I'm sorry, I just don't give a shit about walking around and looking at myself in the
that.
fucking mirror like I did before.
I get that, but
when other stuff in the game is busted.
Hold on, Brisk. But you do give a shit about, I don't know, fixing war decks in a place that you're not fucking in because maybe that might attract people. What if I told
That's
you...
not gonna
what if I told you that this other thing would attract 400,000 more players?
I would say you're
to
retarded.
Walk around?
But yeah, you would say that I'm retarded.
I would say that there is no way in a spaceship game that letting people walk around in their fucking captain's quarters is going to attract anybody to the game.
No, hold on.
What about this? What if I told you?
Are you people so fucking ignorant as to sit there and only think that walking in stations is captain's quarters?
What else is it going to be?
Yeah, so you
can't walk in the ship. You're in a fucking capsule.
I don't know.
You're gonna walk in a station.
That my mom let me
release
great. A whole bunch of years ago.
What way are we gonna turn this into Star Trek Online when you're walking around the fucking the Federation star bases or something? Who gives a shit? It has nothing to do with the game.
Well, hold on. It was never intended to only be the captain's quarters.
What was
Wasn't
it
it a
supposed to
dust
be?
offshot? like, oh, this is what stuff's gonna be, and you can go shoot people in there. You can murder them in the
right.
sleep
It
with the
never
capsules.
merged into a first-person shooter.
Oh yeah, exactly. So
That's the thing.
It never did. It never merged into fucking anything because of the horrible rollout that they did, because of the bad decisions
Because it was a dumb idea.
Just stop a second. Because of the dumb decision that they made to go with their own in-house fucking carbon engine, okay, and a whole bunch of other things.
I don't care. They can get the undead engine.
We're gonna live in 2019.
They can get the undead engine. They can make it all look really cool and everything, and have video ability, and you can go in and change your costume and move around and everything like that. It's still fucking dumb because it does not directly impact anything in the game. Who gives a shit?
How do you know it doesn't directly?
Because it's not going. How is it going to? How is walking in a station going to somehow impact you playing as a ship in space somewhere?
Well, why aren't they covering
Might impact you playing as a character in a station, though. If that's
Project Legion, bigger than stations.
Unreal Engine, Jesus Christ, Unity, whatever you want to fucking call it. God damn it! You people know what I'm talking about.
Undead Agent. No, we don't.
Undead, Unreal,
like
whatever.
Undead Agent, we know that you don't
Unreal.
know what you're talking about.
Thank God Twitch is there to fact check you.
Unity.
Yeah.
So
anything else you want to use?
I gotta counter that.
What if I can go into a station and I can use duct tape and then like human
to what? To stop the guys blowing it up from doing anything?
Yeah, we're talking faction warfare with that.
I'm gonna do a shot just so I like level myself down to brisk.
I just did one.
What were you saying, Iron Wolf?
I'm gonna punch you.
I said I got a counterpoint.
In game.
Like, what if?
But I can't because there's no walking stations.
Captain's corners and being able to walk around stations could have stopped, like Dust 514 on PlayStation only, and they could have just done Project Legion sooner. I mean, I don't know.
So wait, here's a clarifying point. Is Project Legion still coming? Because they stopped it in, they said delayed in November, but when's it coming?
Never.
Soon,
along with their mobile app.
You mean Project
it'll
Nova?
come with Star Citizen.
Yeah, we go with Star Citizen.
Also, shots to the people in the
I'll be
middle of
honest,
surviving winter.
I haven't talked to any of the guys about Nova in a while, so I don't know what's going on with it.
Are we actually going to sit there and have the conversation like this was 2011 with the same level of kind of this is how it all went down, and oh shit, all this shit is fucking broken, and EVE Online, blah, 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 blah. And then in 2019, when potentially, given the changes that have been made with the company ownership, given the changes that they maybe are able to take advantage of, to create a kind of new outlet, but do it in a right way, not make the same horrible fucking mistakes.
What's the right way? Dirk, you're acting like there's a right way. The reason why it was dumb in 2011 is the same reason why it's dumb now.
That's
no,
absolutely
here's
not
what we have to do.
fucking
Here's
true.
the solutions for it.
I don't think it was dumb.
They need to implement VR system with walking in stations.
Oh god,
and
VR
a whole
chat.
new platform.
VR chat port. No,
there's no way you
it'd
do
be so much
VR
fun.
in Eve.
A
spreadsheet is flat regardless of where you are.
it comes down
looking
to
in
like
space.
how many people actually want it and like desire that, like you were saying, Brice, like over other fixes in the game. I'm sure there's some, but how many?
Well, here's the thing.
Is it enough that it's actually worth them working on that over other stuff though?
Over old shit getting fixed, so I'd rather get the new shit.
Even if take away the idea that it's not possible.
Old shit's gonna get fixed, so please stop.
But that's the
shit.
thing. I mean, even taking away that argument, because it's usually a
point.
bogus argument, it'd be a different group working on it anyway. The point is, what does it add to the game? I don't know.
You don't know?
I mean, it's
Something to fuck around with while you're
Brice,
knocked up.
I want you to do something that a conservative in a fucking tie doesn't do very often. I want you to close your eyes and visualize your wife's breasts, okay? And then like
Doesn't need to do that. He can go look at his wife.
I could go walk out the
what
other
you
room.
could do with it, like maybe what you can't, but like if you wanted to, it's
Are
like
you
there's a
trying
whole
to
bunch of
equate
fucking
Dirk,
different options.
if you're honestly telling me,
VR porn shit?
if you're
we
telling me
walk
that the
in
only
stations, it's
reason
gonna
for
be-
walking in stations is so that two guys can cyber sex with each other pretending to be women, I'm not interested.
What if it's like, what
No.
if it's like go down and
Oh, yeah,
gig the
put on your
freaking
VR.
throat?
Well,
out of that
you're
thing?
gonna see a lot of the people doing the like, they run by you almost like if you're a chick avatar, they run by you almost and they stop. And then they're like, oh, I don't want them to know. So they run off to the side and then like look over here and then stand there. And you know that they're like aiming their camera to look at your kid. They're fucking like stalking it, like stalking, checking you out.
I'm actually going to go back a few years now, okay, to conversations that happened on this fucking show, okay? A few years. Like, this isn't even a fucking new idea. What if instead of that ridiculous fucking hacking mechanism that you people apparently think is the greatest thing since sliced fucking bread in a spaceship game. You actually fucking docked up, went inside, did some stuff inside of a fucking whatever the thing
Instead
is
of
out
like
there that you
having
people
it be
hack.
2D, it's like 3D where you're walking through the maze. You gotta fight off like little combat things.
Well, that'd be
can't
interesting.
Can't you think
Lego
beyond
Batman.
your own small little microcosm of what it is you do when you dock up, refit, undock, press F1?
Well, see, here's the thing. Somebody that likes the spy and espionage gameplay in the game, I would be, if they had some sort of mechanic to integrate, if they just had some sort of mechanic, something you could do in walking the stations, besides just walking around, oh, here's my ship, here's what you can do. Like, if I can go in, hack into, if I knew somebody was docked in their station, or hack into their corp hangar, that, or something make it really, really difficult, but something engaging and
Props to
interesting.
Lockthar.
I would love that. That would be fun.
You mean actually let people be able to hack into other hangars and steal shit out of it? I
Well,
don't know.
that's
That
just
sounds-
I mean, that would be that would at
That's
least make it
pretty ridiculous.
interesting.
That would
That's
make
better
no
than
one,
that's better than Dirk's cybersex idea.
no one would
So
want
what if
to
you-
put anything in the
I
hangar.
I just want to get your fucking. Oh, it's not my cybersex. I don't want fucking
Totally.
cybersex.
Dirk,
I don't
you
want
gotta
fucking,
Dirk.
like.
swing at
I don't want
someone's
fucking
It's
tits.
Can we
strippers or
buy that?
fucking
casinos or shit like that.
cybersex
You know what I want?
idea.
You know what I want you to do? I just want you to be able to like.
Stare at
literally,
space
we're not-
pixel boobies
Hold on,
while you're playing
not
Eve.
even-
That's what
we're
you
not
want.
even talking right now about EVE Online. I just literally want you to possess an imagination. You.
I have an
Behind the
imagination.
keyboard.
I imagine a place where CCP fixed the game and adds things that players want rather than adding shit that doesn't do
But-
anything.
but-
That's my imagineering.
But
right
the thing
now.
is, like,
I
this, you think
want
walking around a
both,
station
and
doing
I
shit
have
is
the
stupid, but
expectation
I
that
bet there's a lot of.
deserve
I'm not
fucking
saying it's
both.
stupid. Look, when it was in the game, did I ever do it? Sure. You check it out. You walk
Go
around. You're
once.
like, oh, this is it. What's the point of this? And
Well,
then you
yeah,
go back
'cause
and you
there's
blow
nothing to
shit
do in
up,
there.
or you
You
go
said
mine.
stare.
or you
This
do
is
whatever you do.
it. Fucking Rorquals and Titans Online. Suck a dick.
That's real. That's fun.
You can kill those
It's
guys.
Dirk,
not
are you
fucking-
serious
yeah.
that you
Hold on.
think
can
that
shoot
it
them
was
and go
fun
interview it, makes some
It's
asshole
not-
fucking
hold on.
cry.
to
My-
walk in a
my
station
point is
and look in a
not-
mirror
hold
and
on.
say, "Oh, this is me in the mirror. Oh, I'm going to go over here and sit and watch
My
them put
point-
little
I'd
fake things on a
rather have-
screen
point
in
is
my
not
office.
any
Oh,
one
this
of
is
these
great. This is
things.
the best game
Hold
ever."
on.
My point
What
is
was
not any
wrong
one
with
of
you?
these things are the fucking end all of anything. Expand your fucking mind.
I've expanded it. My
Shot.
mind has expanded to the point
Shot.
that I think that this is a bad idea. How about that?
Hold on, you
That
gotta hit
sounds
him
good.
where
I'm
where it
calling it,
counts. You
dude.
gotta hit him in the wallet. He's a Republican. Okay, listen.
Fuck. What?
Conservatives.
Listen to
This
me.
is
Is
what
there money?
fucking happens.
Yes,
Is there money?
What are you going to
Skins
say?
cost-
This is going to
skins
create
cost money.
jobs?
Trimester,
No.
you're fucking Titan. How about
New
that?
Eden will be
You
fully
spend real
employed.
money on skins. They go on your spaceship.
Correct.
You spend real money on clothes. They go on your avatar. You take
Correct.
that
Yeah,
avatar
that's
out, you
not gonna
walk
sell
around.
unless you're selling
There's a whole-
maid
look, now I will
outfits,
say
and
this.
the bloody
I will
garbage
buy-
outfit,
Able to do that,
and the
Wait,
school
and you're
girl
missing out on
outfit.
that
It's not
cash.
gonna
I'll
sell.
buy
Open up
any
the door,
skin.
let 'em
Look,
out.
but the point is, people still buy stuff to put on their characters to take pictures in for their portraits.
But
That's
now there's a purpose.
Well, that's all
now there's
you
a
can
purpose
do
for
with
it. To get
it.
them
So
out
you
there.
gotta
But
buy
that's
those
all.
used
What
ones.
else is there?
Catwalk.
I mean, look. But so what? All right. So even then, you're expecting that they would take walking in stations beyond you walking around to actually being able to see other people. I don't. What's the point? I don't see the point.
You gotta be able to sit
Really?
down and
Like-
Oh,
walk,
hey, look.
Brisk.
Hey, guys, look. I've got the best jacket in the game. You don't have this.
Bill,
Nobody
I got
cares.
monocle gate.
Exactly. It's back to monocle
All right,
gating.
all right. We got to.
I love lamp. I love lamp.
we gotta ratchet this back just a little bit before
little bit.
Brisk says build a wall to fucking like the ambulation. Like
We're gonna
he
build a
doesn't
wall
even-
and make Dirk pay for it.
Brisk doesn't
Yeah.
even want people to have legs, motherfucker. Okay.
You don't need
that-
legs.
that-
I'm a
that-
spaceship
hold on,
flyer.
Hold on. We can go back
You
to
live in a
Monocle
pod,
Gate
man.
because literally it all happened at the same time, and it's
Legs
what
cost
caused,
250 plex, by the way.
and it's, and it's
Per month.
and it's what caused the whole idea that of them having a failed rollout after multiple years of failed expectation management, okay, coupled with their monetization scheme that also failed and had a big fucking blow up that resulted in the Summer of Rage, that then resulted in an 18-month projection for how they could fix the space portions of the game that took 3 fucking years. and then their abandonment of their terrible idea of using their own in-house fucking engine, Carbon. Like, it was a confluence of bullshit. Can we get past? Can we hope that they've learned from the confluence of bullshit?
Well, of course, obviously they've learned from it because they took it out of the game and they're not doing it again.
Grayscale sends his regards. Thank you, Thieding.
No.
Look, bottom line, as far as I'm concerned, is if you ask anybody who has played this game,
it's
for more
not
than
new
5 years,
servers, Ranger Wolfie.
If you ask anybody who has played this game and knows about the past expansions, what was the worst expansion in the history of EVE? What are they going to say?
Yes.
Incarna.
Yeah.
Everybody says it.
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
there you go.
At this point, I think people are going to go back to Citadel and go, yeah, I believe that might have been like not so good. It's not Incarna.
It's not as bad.
Incarna was the one.
Incarna was the worst.
Incarna was the Hitler of EVE expansions. We get
that.
Correct. Okay, now.
But like, couldn't we have killed Baby Hitler? Couldn't we have killed Baby Incarna?
But
still, you have to go.
Ended up with.
Thank you for God winning the show, Dirk. Now it's over.
but still ended up years later after a bit of thought process on it. Ending up with Oksania Cortez girl. Like it was like the idea that like
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah, whatever. That whole hyphen throws me off with like words and shit. But like, okay, like the whole idea that look, years later, after giving it some thought, after sitting there and saying, wait a second, we've got these fucking space stations out there. We've got these fucking ships that are so fucking big that people walk on them. Like, everybody's totally fucking cool with first-person shooters are going to happen on the fucking outside skins of Titans and, like, fucking space stations. Yeah. And they're all like, oh, my dick's so hard.
I'm not.
Wait a second. It would be totally easier if they fucking Doom 3'd this shit on the inside.
Yeah. It shouldn't be.
Wait, are you talking about walking on Titans?
Different.
No,
you can fight. So,
it is a different game. It doesn't even have to be the same game, but couldn't it be, like, within the game?
Well, I mean, like walking in Titans.
Couldn't it build
the
same cavity that's happening in Antarctica right now?
Dirk, the game is complex enough between all the different things you can do and the stuff that people never try, and the PvE and the PvP and the PI and high second, low second, null second, wormholes and hacking and data relic sites and anomalies and all kinds of shit. The game is complex as it is. You want to add another fucking layer of complexity that nobody gives a shit about? No, come on.
It doesn't have to be complexity.
We don't need to do that.
It doesn't have to actually impede on whether or not you fly a bomber with a fucking like cloak or not a cloak or like whatever that fucking tofu shit is that you guys are doing out there. Like it's different. Like just expand your fucking mind and say.
I experiment all the time. That's why I play different games to get that shit.
I'm not asking for player taxes to pay for the people that live inside stations. You have not played this game
for a month. You can't talk about fucking walking around when all you do is fucking walk around your stupid ass Twitter, tweeting about getting blocked.
My dick man
what Rain said,
but I'm still laying it out there. I'm just saying.
I got an idea. Why don't we add something to the game where you can sit in a station and tweet about Trump all day, and then Dirk will play again.
Oh, now you want to bring real life into it, Brisk?
Like
I haven't done that tonight,
but
I will now.
Bring it up.
You can bring back the radio above Eve Radio, and then maybe Dirk can
tweet
or maybe just lyrics too from fucking stations.
Maybe just make like a YouTube Vivo port.
Rain. I know it's all fucking funny to like attack Dirk and shit. Like I really do because like honestly,
guys, Avalon's here. Let's tell him thank you for the fucking.
Oh hey, Avalon.
Thank you for the launcher.
Thanks for the launcher, Avalon.
Avalon, I made them all try the beta launcher tonight, and they all loved it.
Good.
You're the man.
Wait, where did my launcher go? I closed mine.
Was that
Rain? I would
all try the launcher, and it
that
worked.
is like total fucking sport. I'm trying to be
a
gimme guy.
At first,
okay, but Rain, you were also with the shit back in the fucking day. Like, don't make me bring out your transcripts.
What transcripts, Dirk?
About back in the fucking day when, like, look, forget walking in stations. People should lose that fucking term. That's like global warming. Okay, what we should talk about is climate change in stations. Okay, we should flip the fucking script about how it's way more than just walking in the station.
Climate change because it was fucking -50 in the Midwest. Is that where we're
going?
It'll
be cold in some stations, motherfucker.
There's no climate change in space, bitch.
Vortex stations.
They're farther from the sun.
That's
Well,
actually not
That's
what
not
makes
how
things.
it works.
That's not what makes
Thank you,
things hotter or
Jacob.
colder.
You know what?
It's the
I'm
tilt.
gonna go with
It's
what
the
my man
tilt.
Cheetah out there, who we all know to be Aerox, is they weren't around back in the day, for fuck's sake, Dirk. And it's like, look, I'm sorry for being fucking grandpa back in his fucking chair, going, can't you wake the fuck up? You children,
okay, all right,
who've bought into the Titan massacre that occurs now.
Dirk, I'll have
Don't
you
you know
know
how to expand EVE Online?
You sound like
EVE
the boomer
Online, not
saying
by
how
way
woke
of
you
It's
Titan.
are.
my 5-year
PlayStation.
anniversary and fucking Eve. So don't you fucking sass me about being, oh, I'm so old, we.
Five.
Like, you weren't doing
You
shit,
just,
okay?
you just,
I'm a
pardon?
B-Tech R
Pardon?
baby, okay?
Uh-oh, here
Pardon?
There you
we
go.
Oh, oh,
There's
oh,
nothing
Drayden,
wrong with
Drayden,
that.
can you rewind there for a second? Because I missed that with the fucking crosstalk.
I said, because you don't know shit, Dirk McGurk. Wham, wham, wham.
You
Oh,
know, I
is that
remember
how
something
lame that
vaguely
fucking
being
was?
said
Okay,
that
that's fine.
I'm not going to comment on games I don't play anymore because it doesn't feel right.
Oh
Oh
shit!
my god, the launcher
Mm.
lost all my accounts.
No, it
Hold
didn't.
on, hold on. Think
No,
about
it
this.
didn't.
Think about this even out there in
So
fucking,
mean
like,
to poor Avalon.
hide under the skirt fucking land, okay? You're in a fucking Keepstar.
what
Wouldn't
are
it
you
be
talking-
fucking cool? Wouldn't it be fucking cool just to walk around in places out there, where it's like, and I'm not talking about line up at a fucking like table where the Matani's sitting at the front of it with his fucking avatar, but it's like walk around in there, like literally punch a bitch right in the fucking mouth, like
Look,
all that
you
kind
wanna-
of shit.
Dirk, you want to go do that? Go play Star Trek Online, okay? That's
What?
not.
Or
That's
Star
not
Citizen
easy.
when it comes
Brisk, you
out.
used to be the CSM of Star Trek Online. How did that work
I don't want to
out
be the
af-
CSM of Star Trek
How
Online.
did that work out after you were part of the CSM of Star Trek Online?
I was not. I was the CSM on Star Wars Galaxies. I was
Same
not
thing.
the CSM on Star Trek Online. It's
Star
not the
Wars
same
Galaxy is
Totally
the
the
best.
same fucking
No,
thing.
Star
Just a
Trek
different
No,
Online.
genre.
No.
Galaxy
Same
is
thing.
so much
Don't
You had an
even
effect
start.
there.
Yeah, no.
Do
Star
not
Trek
dirty
Online's
the
You were
name.
in
You guys
charge of
already
communists
triggered
in that
me.
game too.
By talking about Smedley, and now you're going to bring up SWG again. You're really going to make me upset.
Dude, I'm on your side, Brisk.
Star
Go
Trek,
rap
Star
server
Wars,
for
like-
life.
Thank you, Hyper. Bloodfin forever.
Yep.
Yeah, no. Star Trek Online's horrible.
All that being said, like,
Garbage.
like
It's
honestly,
not a fun
okay.
game, and I sometimes I really regret buying like a lifetime subscrition. But but I bought it when it first came out, so every couple years I can try it and say, all right, this game still sucks, and then unload it.
No, I
later.
had
I
high
think
hopes
you're
for it,
sorry,
and then they
actually,
blew
my
it,
bad.
man. They had so many angles to go with, and they blew it.
They could have. They could have done so much with that game, and it's.
Do they allow you to
it's-
mine
Can I
out
ask
other
you guys
people?
a serious question though?
It's like MechWarrior
No.
Online.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so now that 90% of the Open Com show has totally fucking denounced EVE Online becoming anything more than what it is and what it is destined to be.
Which is the best space game ever.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
mean, it's
Long
the most
range.
Absolutely,
best
absolutely.
boring
It's
space
fucking
game.
not against
amazing in
it.
space. It is completely fucking cool. Totally. I just want to hear from you guys, and please go around the horn. Brisk Rubal, Drayden, LB, Hyper Viper, Iron Wolf, and Rain. Please put out there your idea for yay or nay. You don't want it to be anything more than a fucking space game ever.
I thought that's why they had the mobile game.
No, I didn't ask for your. I don't want to fucking what question at the end of it.
I would
Yay
say
or nay, you don't want it to be anything more than a space game ever.
the
Yes
way
or
that's
no?
worded, I would say nay, but just to make sure I got the right answer, I would be totally fine if they added walking-in stations.
I'll go second. I would be fine with the added walking
Like
stations.
I'm not against it.
Iron Wolf was coming in as a nay to my question.
No.
I don't even know what my fucking
I don't know
like.
why-
Honestly, you can go
listen,
yay,
listen,
nay,
listen.
and
This
I
is
won't
the
know
worst
which way to
worded
fucking go.
referendum
Let me-
question I've ever heard.
I think that if they added.
Are we in the
walking
UK
stations-
Parliament?
Are we Brexiting? What's going on?
No, this is
This may be
Drunk
this
Dirk
may be a
making random
Brexit question that I misrepresented, like Brexit.
Jesus.
I'm a yay. Dude. We're good.
You're a yay.
Look,
like
here's what I
you
would
only
say.
want it to be a
no,
space game?
no.
Here's what
I'm
I would
confused
say.
now. What do we do?
I would be fine. I would be fine if they treated it like the EVE expanded universe, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where you've got different movies
You wanted
that
to
all
get wiped
tie
at
in
a
together.
fucking snap? I do too.
I'm fine with EVE tying in to Project Nova or some other game or something like that. But EVE is EVE, and the other games are their own games, and they can there can be some crossover.
This guy
but
challenged
I
me.
don't see it.
Yeah,
I just don't
I see. I like the whole idea for Dust, and it was interesting. to
Fuck
fully
Dust.
implement.
We're not talking about
No.
fucking Dust,
But
mother.
that's what you're asking. You want
No,
is EVE going to
we're
be just
not.
EVE or
Oh,
something
Dust was a fucking
Well, hold on, like the-
disaster.
else? Dust
Well,
was
the
the whole
concept
idea
was
of what you're
interesting.
talking about, Dirk.
obviously,
the concept was really.
When I say,
On
do you want to
PlayStation?
see fucking porn? Don't sit there and tell me I do, but only if it's a short white dick and not a really big black one. Like, you don't have to go all the way to fucking Dust over here, which can be its own standalone thing, without sitting there.
But
and
that's
going,
the point.
You can expand ambulation in a game without like.
I have no problems with Eve expanding into different things, but make it something that has an impact on the main game, which has nothing to do with walking around a fucking
Okay,
keep star.
all right. Could we not take baby steps with ambulation? Show you something outside of the captain's quarters. Show you something like just doing that bullshit fucking hacking stuff, but it's not quite fucking hacking. It's like you walking in and like walking up to a thing and being like, "Hey, look at me, mom, I'm fucking hacking."
Derek,
And then
how
begin
the
to
fuck
build
would
out
that
from
work
there.
lore-wise? You are in a
What do you mean?
capsule with things attached to your
Your
goddamn
fucking
neck.
That's when you're in
capsule
covered in
docking-
goo.
docking
That's
in
when
all of a
into
sudden
the
you're just gonna,
space
like,
station.
Climb out of that shit and start walking around.
well, that's what
Come
that's
on.
that's when you're in your
Well, that's
ship.
in the
You're in the
lore.
capsule. You don't live in the
Right.
capsule 24/7.
That's right.
I thought you do.
No, I think if
No.
you're docked in a station, you get out. I think when you
Well,
go
that's
to fly your
correct.
ship,
I mean, look, if
either
you read the
way,
books, you
see-
can get out.
Yes.
But the point is that
Wait,
when
hold
you're
on.
in a capsule, you're in like this goo pod. You're not
You
getting
engage
out
in the
one
books.
racking
See,
around.
when it
Yeah,
comes
sure
to
you
the
are.
books,
You're
when
on
it
your
comes
own,
to the
bro.
straight
I'm sorry, I'm
infection-
number 6. I get out of my tub once in a while.
See,
like-
Derek, see, the whole question about it of it being more and having walking stations. What do you want? Do you want walking stations or do you want 64-bit clients? Do you want tie-dye or do you want not tie-dye? I mean, the
Tie-dye's always gonna
devs
be
have
there,
already
dude.
put it out there that.
I want them
That's
both.
what's
I
holding
want
up.
them both because you know what?
Okay,
After
well,
all
that's
this
a different
everything.
platform.
Hold on, because
Yeah,
after all these
exactly.
fucking years, I
I
deserve
wanna
it
be
all.
a
Democrat.
I deserve
How about-
all that shit.
Dirk
That's
wants them to
entitlement,
take
Dirk.
Call of
Take your
Duty
I'm
and
not
make
saying
it.
I
a little bit
deserve
down.
free skill
Yeah,
books.
yeah.
Fuck you.
Well, if
And
I
then there
get
should
that
also
right-
you should also
your
take
entitlement levels at millennial,
Civilization and
you
make
need to
that
bring it
Eve
down
too.
to Gen X.
Yeah, might as well.
No, I quit.
Turn-based.
Civilization's
Tie it all
horrible.
together.
Turn-based
It's
Eve.
garbage, dude.
You people are weak imaginaries. This is why you are in the places that you are, which is
I'm
why
glad
Chris
we're not
is
drinking
running
the
our
right
This
kind
is
of
why I'm still
vodka.
playing the game, Dirk, and you aren't.
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
What if the 64-bit
That's,
client allows
Arr.
that's
PlayStation
easy
purely
for a
social
5-year
matter?
girl.
I'm the one with
Hold
9
on.
accounts,
That's
Dirk.
easy
How
for
many
a
accounts did you
5-year
have at
girl
5
or a
years?
4-year girl or a 3-year girl. It was harder for a
You keep
12-year
talking
girl.
shit, Dirk.
Dust should have been a PC. I agree with you, bro.
What do they say?
Dust
Rain?
was
Talk
lackluster
shit.
though. I don't think it was the fact that it was console.
They didn't have the like. They put it on one thing like PlayStation. Boom, done. That was the horriblest mistake. Like,
That
I know,
was
but
the main.
here's
That was
the
the
thing.
only reason why Dust failed was because it was
Absolutely,
the
I
same
agree with you.
way.
I don't know. I found Dust
We're
kind
bringing
of
this to
meh.
Epic. We're gonna make it happen.
If they had made Dust on
Yeah.
PC, I think it would have been just as lackluster, just easier
I think
controls.
that they would have had.
But
They
you
brought
know
it
what?
to
I think.
PS3,
But
which was
the
on its
thing
way out.
is
They would have had more people playing it, and they would have been able to invest more into it.
Maybe.
exactly right.
Do
Exactly
we wanna
right.
do we
You'd
wanna
have had.
wrap? Sorry, go on.
Like there's plenty of PC players that'll say, "All right, this is Eve. I'll play it anyway." I mean, look,
Mhm.
how many of us have played games that suck for a long time because we
Right.
like the IP?
I went into
Yeah.
the store. I looked at the PlayStation, and I said, "You know what? Fuck that. I ain't doing that." Walked out.
Because the PlayStation 4 was about to come out. The PlayStation 4 was
Yeah.
about to come out. They put it on the PS3, and then it died on the PS3. It's the worst
There you
decision
go.
they could have made.
I played it when it came out. I had my PS3. I was like, oh,
I
you
played
know.
it too.
I played the
Avalon,
early.
I want your chocolate covered
All right.
donuts. That's bullshit.
the early
Can we
beta.
wrap up
Whoa.
the dust? Can we wrap up the dust talk? So I know Hilmar. So this originally all started because Hilmar made a tweet about walking in stations,
Yeah.
right? So
Mhm.
Hilmar actually tweeted about
review?
current statistics or / trivia, whatever you want to call it, of EVE Online now. So I'm gonna read that out to you guys. Around 30 million characters have been created in EVE Online since 2003.
That's insane.
30
That just boggles my
billion.
mind.
That I mean, so like if you look at that number compared to like how many people are like actively playing, like that's such like a range.
I'm pretty sure at least 1 million of those are Hyper's Horde alts.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
pretty
somebody's
sure.
got to do the hard work.
Well, I mean, if you look at the number of alts in this game, I would say that the average number of alts per actual
way,
player is probably
by the way-
higher than most other games.
By the way,
28
Yeah.
million.
I want to throw a trivia question out there to people. I already know the answer. I don't want any of you motherfuckers to sit there and read off the goddamn notes and shit like that because I threw it out there for you because I know you guys don't read shit about Eve during the week, okay? However, I'm going to throw a fucking trivia question out there to you.
How many chicken nuggets and
How many fucking characters have been created in EVE Online on Tranquility since 2003.
30,000.
Fucking said it when you were off camera, you dumb fuck.
Oh,
You need a wireless headset.
Oh no!
I think it's about 30 million.
I'm
There.
sorry, my bad.
I was like,
Okay, I was off fucking camera.
That's
It's not like I'm retarded.
You guys shouldn't have said that. We should.
Did you guys
You get for going to
Should've
the
just been like
shitter
30
in the
million.
middle of the show.
Can I ask you this question? Did you do
No.
it the cool way
No.
where you actually threw it out there as a trivia question, or were
No,
you just
no,
like,
I was.
No,
by
we're
the way,
actually
you
we were
didn't
talking
follow
Ray
about-
out
just
30
said it
million?
as the transition to our next topic of conversation.
Yeah, so I was talking about because if you think 30 million of like for since 2003, right, compared to like now where we have like
I was away. I was
30,000
away. I was
roughly
away,
average
motherfuckers.
concurrent like players.
Current player.
By the
like,
way, if
how
we
that
ever put
drastic
another
of a difference
podcast
that
and a
is.
show out, I was away.
Dear God.
Well,
I'll do a
Hey
shot.
guys,
I'll do a
I have
shot
a
for that
trivia
fucking-
question for you. How many accounts have there been
Hold
in Eve since 2003?
Yeah,
have we covered this
You know
yet?
why I say that?
Guys,
Because even though
I
I'm
got this.
retired, I'm literally the only motherfucker that puts anything in show notes, you lazy
Whoa.
bitches.
Hey, I
You
changed the
complain-
date.
What happened this week,
Please.
you
I
complained
added
about my
the
Reddit
date
posting.
and I changed the time.
So when I
I put a whole
throw
bunch of
shit in
Reddit
there, it
links.
means,
Oh, too much
oh, that
Reddit.
might be something Dirk's going to talk about because he has a way to lead into it.
Yeah, down here
Well,
we
that
have
and what-
Burger King
what-
chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
in our notes.
Burger
Is that
King
you
fucking
too?
chicken
Yeah.
Burger King
How about we
chicken
talk about
nuggets is
chicken
me
nuggets,
too.
Dirk?
No, we're not getting to
Since
chicken
you added
nuggets
that
just
to
yet.
the list
Chicken
of
nuggets
things to
is
talk
later.
about.
Bru-
Dirk, you
Bru-
need to open your
Brashami-
mind and
Brashami
Whoa.
imagine all the different implications that there are with 10 chicken
It's all
nuggets for
fucking
$1.
funny when I'm
per-
away.
What,
You know, I
but
got a
what
small
if you got
bladder. I got to
$3
pee pee.
worth?
Brashami says, "What was the worst expansion that CCP ever released?"
The worst expansion?
Yeah.
Probably that one.
I already told you this.
No, I know, but I
Look,
think
I
you
got it,
may
I
have
got
been
it.
wrong.
Did you
because
remember
they-
15 minutes ago?
They had that whole industrial
Encarna.
teams one and whatnot that they had to like back off of too. and
Oh
that
my
The
actually-
worst
God.
expansion? Which one's the one with the oracles? Which one's that one?
Oh.
Oh,
No,
God.
Rorquals were totally legit cool back in the day. You mean Rorquals 2? Rorquals 2 was
Where
kinda
was the
bad.
one with skill injectors?
I
That
almost
was the
wondered, what
shit.
was the-
What
What was the one that Jump Fatigue came out with? Was
Get
that
rid of
Rubicon?
Locor.
That was
By the-
Aegis.
by the way,
Aegis.
Jump-
I
by
wonder
the
if a
way,
lot of people
bitches-
hate Aegis more.
By the way, bitches, we have that really big fucking note at the top of the show notes. Cross out what's being used.
Have been.
Oh
We will
my
work
God.
it. You, it's
We
30
have that
seconds.
there for a reason.
Sorry,
I'm gonna start
I literally-
uncrossing things just so we can go back and do it again.
It's basically the reason of not make Dirk look like a fucking like moron.
Oh, that was just
All
too
right,
good.
all right. Can we talk about real life for a second?
That's
What?
boring.
We've been talking about
Dresses
Eve-
with pockets, Rain.
Yes, we have. That person followed me. I subbed to their email. So.
East Coast, the cold snap traveling around the
So
U.S.
yep,
right
we,
now?
we did a shot for the polar vortex. But so actually
Did
it's
we?
about Eve.
Was that in the
Yes,
beginning
I
of the
did.
show too?
No, I didn't.
remember
You guys
that.
weren't listening, so you guys
I
can.
did.
Well,
take another
usually
shot.
when you
Oh.
talk, I
That's
tune
like
into
several
that,
shots
so.
during the course of the
Yeah.
night.
Oh. But anyway, so we're talking about the world tour. CCP announcing all these live events happening all over the world, including one in Finland, where they're actually going to a player's house. But they did mention, and they released this in an email. So if you have,
Dude, do you think you're gonna show at that player's house and be like, "What the fuck, bro? We
I
thought
don't
this
know.
was a house."
Dirk, I'm fucking talking. Jesus Christ. So they talked about how, like there would be tournaments and live streams and like, parties and shit like that. But one thing they mentioned with the tournaments was, and I quote, the champion team from each event will be flown to Iceland in April 2020 to compete in the grand finale at EVE FanFest. Or the grand finale, same shit.
So
But they're doing a 2v2 tournament at each of the events. So if you're going to Toronto, to Vegas, to Sydney, to Moscow, it's like any of the events, make sure you sign up and make sure you do the 2v2 event because you might get a free trip to FanFest in 2020.
2v2 Titan fight?
I don't
There
know
you
what the
go.
rules are.
No,
They haven't-
yeah,
they haven't
no,
released
no,
the
no,
rules.
no,
Titan,
no.
one facts.
It's only Atrons. Atrons only.
Oh man.
Although
They
that
haven't
would be
released-
really
they haven't
fucking
released
baller of
details
CCP
of
to
the
just have a
tournament.
Titan fight that would last like a million hours through all of FanFest.
Yeah, they're like, is it done yet? Dude, guys. anytime now.
You guys keep doomsdaying each other. This is so
It's
cool.
gonna take another
It'll
20
make for a
doomsdays, so
badass
call me back in
video.
4 hours.
They're like, I ran out of strong. Can somebody bring me
I was
strong?
talking about like the coolest thing ever, and you're all just memeing about it. You can
No.
if you win, if you win,
No,
I
we
win,
start-
you
we
win.
start
memeing about it.
I want
Or
to chime
is
in
it-
on
is
like
it
the
2v2
fact that this is
fighting?
Rain,
legit cool.
you know you're gonna win the thing, so what's the point? It's
I
gonna
don't
be
know
you
if
and
I'm allowed to
Spencer
compete.
fighting
She's
it out.
literally fucking not, because Toronto is like the
Fuck you,
51st fucking province of
Uh,
America.
I'm
So
going to Vegas
why
too,
is it
Dirk.
because she's
There are
lazy?
people. There are people from free. Okay. Look, just because you can go to like multiple events this year, there's people from Puerto Rico going, look, I just can't get there because it's Canada.
Yeah.
It's probably because they're still suffering from Hurricane Maria. If you would
Well,
actually read the news,
They're
Dirk.
like
Thank you,
suffering.
next.
I
Yeah,
thought
like,
it was
Why you gotta
before.
bring work into this for me?
why can't we?
Can you not do? I'm still in the
Dirk,
office
Because
Why-
your
anyway.
why'd you
Jones
have
Act
to-
won't
Sucks.
allow people from
You're a fucking governor
Puerto
or some
Rico to
shit.
come to Canada.
There you go. I'm bigger. I'm
So
even bigger
easy.
now.
All that being said,
The people demanded it, Bruce.
Rain was
It's a
worried the other
democracy.
day about.
That's
Rain was
grotesque.
worried the other day about the fact that, you know what, she doesn't pay for tickets to go to these things. Does that mean she's included as well? And I'm like, you're fine, baby. You're good. You're there under a ticket. You're fine. They mean people who don't have a ticket.
I don't have a
What?
ticket, Dirk.
You
People don't
will
understand-
have. Hold on. You
I
will have
might
an
have a
entry
ticket.
in, and therefore somebody will give you a fucking name tag to hang over your throat. It's like you're fine.
Implying I need a name tag to walk in anywhere.
I mean, I don't. But like,
I mean, who are
might
you?
still.
So my
Don't you
so
know
for reference,
me?
my first
I'm
Vegas,
famous.
I
You
just
don't
like
know-
walked in.
You know,
I'm a friend of
no one
Rain's.
stopped me. I
That's-
just walked
do you
in
think
where I
everybody
wanted.
knows
Do you think anybody
The
is
first-
stopping me at the Toronto door when I'm walking my daughter in to go look at these nerds?
No, the
Nobody
first...
stopped you in Vegas because you were nowhere near the fucking thing at
Well,
all.
hold on, hold on, Brain,
Pull the whole
Cabana.
Because I
time.
was in
Baby,
Party
Cabana.
Zone.
Wait, you mean this last year in Vegas, Rain, or you mean the first one you went? Because the first one you
The
went
first
to,
one I went.
they
like,
did.
no
they
one
weren't.
knew me.
They weren't checking the name
Oh, they
tags.
weren't?
No,
Okay, because
they
I just
didn't
like
check.
walked in. I was like, "This is cool."
That-
Can
By
I
the way,
try
they-
this?
Avalon, don't
now
even
they got
make a fucking
bounces.
joke about me out there.
Now they got bounces at the doors at all these events, but before they're just like, yeah, you bought a ticket. We trust you. You won't
Alright,
go unless you
look,
buy one.
I'm gonna do a really stupid thing right now. I'm gonna sit there and go, number one, I'm gonna shut up for as long as my invitation to
seconds.
CCP Avalon to come on and tell us what the
Launcher.
whole thing with the fucking launcher means, okay, for players. I will shut up. I will back the fuck off. Like, as long
We'll
as he comes
censor
on.
Dirk.
Get on it, Brisk. Or,
He's
I
not
mean, not
You know
Brisk,
what, you know
Avalon.
what? Literally, as long as he hangs in the fucking channel, I will just actually shut the fuck up.
Yeah, right.
So, I'm throwing that out there. Like,
So,
nobody has to
Avalon,
pay
come on.
fucking money to shut me up or like all that kind of shit. I'll just sit back, sipping
Don't
wine,
put Avalon
or like
on
one
the
of Dave,
spot.
one of Dave Penn's.
Now-
like,
now he's
little
pre-
fucking
now everyone's gonna
capsules.
press
Wait,
you out of
Dirk,
it.
Dirk.
Don't
Did
put
we talk
Avalon on
about
the
the little
spot.
things before?
No,
We talked about
because
that.
my brother has been out there going out tonight, out in
No,
fucking
we haven't talked
Reykjavik.
about
I
that.
talked to him earlier today. He was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm going out tonight. Can't make a show, but like."
Oh, Dirk,
and then
have we
all of a
talked
sudden he
about
made
little
my
things?
show.
Well, he probably.
We have
The
not.
He
Harper
probably
thread. Have we
got
talked
We
one.
about
haven't
the little
talked about the
things?
little things.
Did we
have
talk
not
about that
talked
last year? Okay. Or
Last
last
year, last week.
Brisk's huge.
No, we didn't.
I'm sure there's some little things last year.
By the way, if you are going to any of these events out there, okay, whether it be the thing that's happening before Toronto or the things that are happening afterwards, totally get involved with the tournaments and like you may be able to win yourself a fucking like free ass mofo. Is just flights or is it like?
See, why is it gotta be PvP? Why can't it be spying? See, then I would win.
Because
how do you judge
Yeah,
that?
right.
They're just like,
Same
I'm
reason
not
it's
How about a
giving
PvP
two,
away
and
on,
not
two
free
versus
shit.
two?
I'm not
Make you
giving away
flip your
free shit
fucking
to
corpse
bitches.
rule. How about that?
Well, Brisk, you would be very familiar with that lately.
Yeah, yes, we would actually.
I actually just spent a
We
lot
had
of
big corpse theft in this
However,
Okay.
I do want to not let my presence be the reason why Avalon can't come on and fucking tell all of you people out there how the fucking launcher is changing.
It's
So
not
it's
about
like,
you. Look,
It's
Avalon's got to
about
get approval
me.
for that shit and stuff.
Well,
No, he
I can,
doesn't.
we
He's a
can say
fucking free
is
man.
worked.
number
He can
one,
say whatever he
I
wants.
know
He
in
can't say
person
whatever he
Avalon
wants.
it's not about me. Okay,
Yeah, he
but
can,
for
so he's not
CCP
breaking
it's
any
about
rules.
fucking me. So therefore, I will literally delete myself right now. Boom, from the fucking. I want him to come on and tell these people what the fucking launcher changes mean for them because it's fucking important.
See, there you go. He says it's not about
He
you.
says
He's
it's not you, it's
sleeping.
him.
It's about me.
That's
Oh,
fair.
I know.
It's not about
Yeah.
you.
No, he's
What
tired.
time
That's
is
a
it
girl
in
reaction.
Iceland? Isn't
That's
it like
a girl
He's
reaction.
tired. It's
3
like,
a.m.?
it's like
It's
3 or
not-
4.
it's
It's
not
probably,
you,
It's
it's
about
me,
you,
Avalon.
Dirk. Oh
almost-
my god, it's about me.
yeah, it's almost like
not-
it's like
it's
3 or
not
4 in
you,
the
it's
morning
me,
for
bro.
him. Like, so he was out and he probably just got back home. It's like 3
And
in the
fuck you,
morning.
Sorticus on Twitter, who's telling me how it's plus 40 Celsius where you fucking live. I hope you fucking burn up. It's really cold.
Hey,
there.
Brisk.
Australia is burning alive.
Dirk,
The
it
Midwest
was,
Well-
is freezing.
it was 65 here today. I put on a jacket.
I
just
hate you.
For you guys.
Yeah.
people
Well,
who
no,
like
no.
these.
Fuck up, Hyper.
No, so we're
hate
It was like
you.
4 here.
so we're
today.
not like I'm actually outside of the
Negative
vortex
10.
death zone. Like it's like out here it's like 20s to 30s, so it's normal here for winter. But in the center,
Yeah.
like Midwest and Northeast where Dirk is, like that shit's cold as fuck. They have a vortex, but Dirk
I'm in
Australia.
the Northeast. We've got money, heat, and fucking like.
Yeah,
you know,
but you can't
cold.
you can't heat a whole state. But Australia's having
we're
the
not gonna
exact
heat the whole state. We're just gonna like.
no, but Australia's having the exact
Heat
opposite.
privilege. Heat privilege will be the next thing you guys all hear about.
Yeah, no, Australia's having the opposite. They are having like probably one of the worst heat waves they've ever. There's places in Australia that were like 48 degrees Celsius, which is like 130, I think.
I think they had tires on their cars melting. I saw some
Yeah.
pictures of that.
It's
Did
Like,
you
you
see the
couldn't drive your
judge's
car because it
car
melted?
who had no tires on it, but that was because some guy like fucking ripped it off. I think it was a guy with no hands.
Judge getting
the guy-
scammed in
never
real
mind.
life. Wow, what a karma incident.
I feel. You know what, Iron?
Some
I've
guy
tried to
stole
do
his
the thing.
Keepstar tires.
Temps
I
are
would
just
just like
fucked
to
up
say for the
everywhere.
record, I can't believe there's so many people that want to talk about the Jones Act in the chat right now. That's kind
What-
of
What's
crazy.
the Jones Act?
You know, we're just not going
I
there.
mean, I am
Chris.
still in the office.
I
After
think
show,
still.
people, after show,
That's
we
not
talk
it.
about crazy
That's
shit and
not
whatnot,
it.
but we
Yeah.
are 33 minutes from the end of all this. I literally did want to invite my
I
man
am
Avalon on because
Not
he is
talking
fully
about the Jones
fucking
Act on
capable.
the after show.
Yeah.
Avalon.
He is fully
tired,
fucking
he will
capable
not
of
show
talking
up.
about what's going on out there with the launcher. God bless whoever gets him and his team on to talk about what's going on with the launcher, because we all know that the
Adderall.
launcher is the first part of Eve that even us as veterans meet with.
Yeah.
We can't go in old school the way it used to be unless you're like a
No,
hacker. And
maybe
then, like,
maybe
we know
next
that
week though.
Telegro's coming
Like,
after
like
you.
he's here often enough. Like he was going out this week, but maybe next weekend. That'll be like after the launcher's already out or something. But
Well,
Avalon
I'm,
Well,
show
I
up
mean,
to
maybe
cars
we have
when
him
it
on
breaks.
next time where we give him some heads up that we want him to come on and talk about it.
you
Yeah,
mean
might be
more
nice.
than a
I gave-
3-hour notice?
I gave him
More
heads
than
up.
15,
I
15
gave him
minutes.
heads up.
You're
Dude,
you
you
come
can't
on
say
now?
He's like,
Dirk,
I'm going
it's
out for
like
some whale meat. I'll
almost
be back later.
4 in the fucking morning in Iceland. Come on.
It wasn't 4 o'clock in the morning when I fucking convoed him,
No, it
and
was
he
like
answered
midnight.
me right back.
No.
Still.
He's like, I'm in the bathroom,
go
but I'm
out
going out
with
after
friends
work.
or come on open con.
yeah, no. But anyway, I mean, like it wasn't unreasonable to
He was
ask
in the
him.
bathroom. He looked over at Falcon, who was standing right next to him, and he's like, "Falcon, can I go?" And Falcon's like, he just nodded like in a bad way, and he's like, "Yo, bro, I'm going out with some people after work. I can't go."
So mean. to
Oh,
Avalon.
Wow, poor Avalon.
We're not mean to Avalon. we're
Avalon's the
just
man.
joking
He
Not
around.
fixed the
mean to
launcher,
Avalon.
and you guys are
Avalon's our
busting his nuts.
motherfucking
We're
bro.
not busting his nuts. We're
He's
joking
been our
around.
bro from back in the day.
Better
Back
not
when-
be busting
Back
his
when
nuts.
bitches
No.
were
Oh, my
talking about
God.
walking in stations the way you guys were tonight. You guys are some weak motherfuckers.
Good night,
All right,
Avalon. Thanks
Bye,
for
Avalon.
gracing us your
Take
Good
care.
night, Avalon. We love you.
Yep.
I wish
or
Avalon
be a
drank.
CSM.
He's always
Has it
so,
ever
he's-
snowed where you are, Hyper?
He's always
Has it
sober
ever
when we
snowed?
Yes,
talk.
actually, it
Yeah.
did. You know what? I was when was it? It was last year. I was driving because I was gonna go to the mountains because I wanted
Saw
to go
one
somewhere
snowflake?
with snow. No. It snowed on our
You saw
entire
one
drive
raindrop.
between the south half of Vegas and what was it? State Line. It actually was snow. I was like, you know what? That's weird. The water's not sticking to the windshield. Is that snow?
Did they shut down the state?
You would
Do you guys
think.
know that we're down 14 viewers since we were fucking arguing about like the bullshit that you guys like shouldn't have been arguing
that we
about?
started?
We were up to
Stop
180
it.
when we were yelling about shit.
Well,
Exactly.
I
It
think
went
the
down.
180. I think the 180 was when we got like raided by the
All right,
Freedom
all right.
Squad,
I need
whatever
you
they,
guys
were,
to,
they
like-
came in
I
for.
need
I
you
think
guys
it
to,
was
like,
when we
text
got
me-
when it
text
was
me-
me telling Dirk why he was an idiot about walking in station.
Text me with something that you want me to take the other side of. Just like go for it. Like text me.
No.
But
Stop.
yeah,
Text
so
me.
we
I'm
do
try-
get
I'm trying to
snow
ramp
very
it up for the
rarely,
Matani, man.
Risk. But we do also my poor Prius when I had it, bless its soul. Turns out it does not work well in 125-degree weather. Like I even got hit in an intersection
Well,
where the
nothing
battery
does.
died. So we get snow, we get melt your face off heat. You gotta deal with it.
Deserts, man. How do they work?
Well, I will tell you that I wish it would stop snowing because, as I told you guys, I guess 2 or 3 weeks. I guess last week when I was not on the show, it was my wife's 1-year cancer anniversary, and thank you guys for doing a shot for her.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Did you actually listen to it after the fact to see if we did, or did you just take our thing being like, dude, we totally did a shot for your wife?
I always watch the show.
Do you
really?
brave? You're brave.
Yeah, shut the fuck
No,
up.
like none of us do that.
This show
No one
unless
know.
they're
Like
actually
no one
trying
I
has.
wanted to see what you guys talked about. I saw
See what we-
parts
Stop
of
it.
it.
Stop it.
No, like no. I don't believe it.
God
No one
bless
that does
Preston
this
that I
show
threw
watches
it
this show.
completely up front, so you
Because
have to
we
go through
know
the rest of it.
we know better.
But that was the point. I was nice, and I heard
Shot
it. I
to
was like,
Brisk
oh, I'll
wife
take it.
again, and Brisk for being such
Oh,
a
yes. But anyway, the
apparently
other
loyal
thing,
listener that he actually listens to it. Afterwards.
getting back to
Liar.
my point about it was the other thing that we did that weekend, besides going to the mountains for my wife's anniversary, was also we went and we picked out our new puppy at the place where the puppies are born.
The puppy
And
mill.
Was that the governor's mansion where you had lunch next to him with your child?
no,
and you, like,
it's called the Homestead. It's one of the resorts. It's like one of the most famous resorts in Eastern Virginia. It's one of the oldest places in Virginia. It's been there since like 1760 something. They got like hot springs and stuff, so people go there. And the governor was there, and I was there. But regardless, the point I'm trying to make is, I'm trying to get my yard ready for this dog that we got.
Did you get the fence up?
I haven't yet, and the fence is supposed
Oh.
to go up on Tuesday, but I have to have my landscaper guy come out to clean all the brush out, and I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it tomorrow because of all this fucking snow. So I wish it would stop snowing so I can get the fucking fence up to be ready
It's
for the
supposed to
dog
stop.
when the dog comes home in a month.
It's gonna be 50 here on Monday. It's gonna be 50. It's gonna be over there. No. It's gonna be like
It's supposed to
50.
get up to like 40s tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
got
been like
30s.
20s and teens, and it was like 4 degrees 2 nights ago.
Monday, Tuesday supposed to be in
So,
the 50s.
and it snowed all day today, but it didn't snow a lot.
I had sun. Just really
Yeah.
cold.
White stuff. It's very strange.
I woke up, it was -2, and I was like, I don't know.
We got a sheepadoodle. That's the type of puppy. I will put a picture of it. I will give Drayden a picture so you guys can see him. His name is Trip. Let me find the picture.
What would
I
you
will
call
give
it?
you.
Trip? It's a sheepadoodle.
Just put it on.
Well, he was
Why
going to be
can't you be like, I'm not a man, and I just let my wife pick the
the
fucking
joke. The
dog?
joke was he was the third boy in the house, so he's the third. Trip. Get it?
What the
yeah.
Yeah, just put it on Discord and I can get it in.
Let me find.
You're
it.
so white, Brisk.
I'm not arguing with you. Yes, of course I am.
That's whatever. I'm not jumping off that cliff.
Take the fucking bait, bro. Take it.
No. See, I'm smarter than that.
All right, so
Very
Just dangle it
To
there.
remind
I
everyone
have,
about
to, I have
Toronto.
to ask a question, which is going out to both the fucking cast as well as the people out there, because I believe this is a multinational question that I'm going to ask here in a second, and that is, look, Burger King, I believe, at least in my area, and I have to assume it goes beyond my fucking area, made a change. It goes back a couple of months. I thought it was a fuck up at one Burger King, and then I went to another Burger King, and like the fuck up still happens, and I'm like, shit, is this virus spreading out there? I want to know, is this the same thing across everybody out there? Just give me a fucking YN channel if it's the same thing, or an N if it's not. But for those of you who are like on stage right now, like you can answer like seriously, why did you like cross this the fuck out? We haven't even gotten through
We're
that yet.
talking to it right now, Dirk.
No, I know,
so
but
therefore
you
you
can't
keep
We
going.
haven't
cross it
gotten
out
through
in the middle of
Nope.
it.
Dirk, just
What the
fucking
fuck?
talk.
Do you
What
not
the
know
fuck?
how
No,
shows
it's
work?
crossed out.
Dirk,
Topic
I
over.
when it's
Topic's
done.
over.
Anyways,
I crossed out
anyways,
when it's brought
if
up.
you
All right.
Next.
All right.
We're next.
if you order chicken nuggets at fucking Burger King, does it come in that like self-sealed fucking pack that they ordered from someplace out in God knows where, or is it in this thing that looks like somebody like put their palm down on the fucking like press it out kind of thing?
I think mine comes in like the little like thick paper like box, you know, like a box like you'd get like a Big Mac.
Yeah,
the Big Mac box is like cardboard.
But like pre-sealed.
No, it's just
like,
the ones where
it's like the cardboard.
yeah, it's like a little cardboard thing that folds closed and has the
cardboard thing.
No.
What fucking part of the world do you live in?
No.
Are you in
East
Somalia?
Coast?
Hold on, Dirk. I'm trying to explain. It's not the card. Like I was saying, it's like one of those Big Mac boxes, but those are actually cardboard. This is like the Burger King. Like it's like a thick paper that almost has like the laminate wax.
Drayden, let me throw this out to you.
McDonald's fries. Like
when you go to McDonald's and you order a fucking chicken McNuggets and say, "Give me some barbecue sauce," what does the barbecue sauce come in?
Like a little plastic thing that you peel the top off.
Is it the same thing at the Burger King that you go to?
You mean the sauces or just the
sauce, the fucking sauce? I'm not talking about what the nuggets come in.
That's what I thought. I don't get sauce. I just eat the shit plain.
All right. So you're a Nova.
Yeah. I know that. I know that was gonna throw you off.
It's like I'm talking about the sauce. The sauce.
No, but well, no, because I'm pretty.
Don't get lost in the sauce.
I can't even answer because I was like trying to think, but it's like I actually can't answer honestly because I don't know. I don't get the sauces.
Okay, fine. That's all cool. Look, regardless, this is not about I only eat barbecue or I'm like totally a honey mustard guy or Szechuan sauce or like any of that. It's about how does your sauce come at Burger King now? Because I've seen it change at multiple locations in my area.
Jeez,
and
Rain, your mind's
in the box. They ran out of fucking like pre-bought fucking packaging.
How low do you dip it in?
It comes in the box.
I don't know. I don't get 10 chicken nuggets for $1 because
what
I'm
do you mean,
pretty sure that's
that
not
little
chicken
pre-sealed
nuggets.
box thing?
I just showed you. Hold on.
What do you mean you just showed me? Hold on.
Drayden, put the pictures of my fucking dog
I'm
up.
watching fucking chat out there to like try and like fill in on like that.
What is it?
I'm not talking about the fucking nuggets. I'm talking about the fucking sauce. I don't get
the sauce comes in the fucking package.
They can
bro.
put chicken nuggets in a nut sack. I don't give a shit. I'm asking how the sauce.
Listen,
oh wait,
you
hold on.
love my nut sack.
Hold on.
I got
wait a second.
risk.
It comes in
there
the
you
box.
go. Thank you, Hyper.
No problem.
Oh, I was almost getting it up.
Dirk is gone, so you can put my dog up, and we can stop talking about.
Hold on, I was getting it up, but well.
Oh, for fuck's sake, he's got them.
Jesus.
Dirk, wait, we can't
Dirk
hear you.
cares this much. He cares
no,
this
we can't
much.
hear you. We can't hear you.
It's a little
No, we
Nespresso
can't
packet
hear
of
you.
sauce. I see what you're saying.
Dirk, we can't hear you, fucking retard.
See that little plastic capped lower plastic thing? Like, I'm just a mom and pop shop trying to put some barbecue sauce out there into a fucking plastic thing.
No, mine comes in
a
like the little plastic package thing, man.
Well,
I'm talking
okay,
about the
who
thing
cares?
that is completely
Who
sealed.
cares?
They ship it across
Who
the fucking
cares?
country.
Yeah.
And like, how does it happen in your burger?
There you go.
There's
my kid and my dog.
What?
There you go.
What?
That's
You let him
Trip.
stop mining?
I haven't gotten my fucking answer.
Here
I
in
gotta
Canada,
be honest.
Here in Canada, they hand you the sauce in their hand.
Does it come in
Comes
the
right in
old
someone's
pre-made
palm.
thing
You dip your
of
nuggets in
barbecue
their palm.
sauce?
What do you do with the leftovers?
Or is it this new kind of
They have
like
to follow you up.
contraption like across the country? I'm trying to figure out if this is like just in my area and therefore I
It
need
is.
to blame them locally.
Yeah.
Hold on,
It's a
Dirk.
local
Dirk, can you hold up the sauce thing again? Because when you held it up, I was doing Brisk's picture things. I didn't get to see it.
Call the assistant to
Yes,
the regional manager.
please
of
don't use
Burger
your
King.
sauce on my
Have
dog.
him look
That would be
into
bad. Please.
Oh, it's like that's a plastic ramekin. That's what those are called, ramekins.
Oh, the top.
That's
It's
not-
half English.
Well, ramekins are like the little more like porcelain cup
That's
things.
not-
I would
But
expect this for my
it's a
Chinese
plastic ramekin.
restaurant that was giving me some soy sauce for my dumplings.
Is that just some bullseye?
But
in
not
a
for my fucking
plastic
nuggets
thing?
at goddamn Burger King. This is really hard in the car when I'm driving down the road just trying to dunk a. No,
Is that
see,
bullseye? What is
there
that?
we go. There we go. He's rolling that out there.
Yeah, the
Iron
McDonald's
Wolf,
sauce.
Iron Wolf is rolling the
Sausages now.
old style kind of fucking sauce
So,
out
I
there.
still have
If
that.
this is spreading
JC,
across America, we need to have a civil fucking war.
Well, hold on. So
JC,
what that
I like
is?
Frank's Red Hot. I also like
Yeah,
Texas
yeah.
Pete, and I also like Tabasco.
Yo,
I'll throw good.
I'll
Amen
throw
for
some.
Tabasco.
I'll throw some nuggets in the oven, bro. Right, Frank's Fred House.
So-
Dude, it's all about the air
My
fryer.
top
Fred
bro.
Hot's good stuff.
Air fryer.
I'm still confused by
Frank's
other
Fred
Americans
House.
Hold
out
on.
there that
I
are telling me
like
it's just
Dirk-
like
Dirk,
not
I-
the same or it is the same or
No,
what.
Dirk, I might have an answer. I haven't worked in fast food for like almost 20 years, but I did work in fast food.
All right, Drayden, don't give me a fucking what is KFC's barbecue sauce?
No,
tastes like
no,
in
no,
1987.
What's the secret?
No, what I'm saying is like, so generally you get them in the pre-packaged, like miniature package, like where you peel the top off. That's like 90.
Agreed.
Right,
This has been
so-
going on for
All right,
3
Drayden,
months.
you can
at
take the
multiple
picture
locations.
of Nick and Trip
Oh,
off the
okay.
screen, by the way.
All right, so hold on,
We're
wait, wait,
talking about
Chicken
fucking
nuggets.
chicken
Yeah,
nuggets
yeah.
because that matters.
okay, hold on. So
It does.
that's the
I'm
pre-packaged thing.
asking a personal question amongst people out
I
there.
know, but hold on. So that's the prepackaged thing. Most of them get that thing and just like plop them out there. What you got, what means that they probably got the sauce in bulk, which means that Burger King probably makes them in prepackaged and in bulk things, and so they got the bulk thing and they just scoop it into the plastic ramekin so they can divvy it out when they need it and not have to have waste or because then they'll like pass shit out.
Probably
and
not even scooped. It's probably in one of those dispensing machines.
Look. If I was in Puerto Rico,
Squeeze bottle, probably.
when a fucking hurricane went by, and all of a sudden I walked up to a Burger King and they like fried me up some fucking chicken nuggets and gave me barbecue sauce in what looked like a fucking takeout container. Like, I totally understand what you're fucking saying. I live in America where nothing has changed, and like multiple locations of Burger King are handing out this kind of like temporary container.
All right,
So,
let's just
all right,
calm
wait,
down for a
Is
second.
this what you're going to be looking for when you're using your city pass in Toronto? Finding a fucking 10-piece
Oh.
chicken McNuggets?
Is there a city pass for
No,
Toronto
probably a
Hyper?
Denny's
Maybe
with
there's
a
a link for
milkshake.
that. Can we link that?
This is the
I'm
we talked
just
about last
trying
week.
to ask if any
We
of
should
you
be
from
doing it
other
every
parts
week.
of America have seen this.
Hey,
As per the
Dirk,
show
by the
notes.
way, we've lost 50 viewers since you started talking about chicken fucking nuggets, by the way.
Not 50. We've lost
Chicken
20.
suck. How about that?
How about that?
Suck it.
Nuggets suck.
Um,
Who the fuck
He
eats chicken nuggets
He
anyway?
puts
What are you, like
nuggets
6?
In the
I'm in a
sauce.
fucking car. I don't have a fucking lot of hand motion.
You can't eat
other
a
than
burger in a
jerking off
car.
And eating a
You
burger.
can't eat a burger in a car.
We can just stop for 10
Yes,
minutes,
I
eat in the
can.
restaurant like a human being.
What? No, we
There's
didn't.
no
then we
time
have to
for that.
interact
Anyways,
with
Jesus,
people.
I was just trying to ask a question.
Are you
that I
How
thought
do you
might
how do
be-
you
walking?
dip
that
how do you
might
dip the
identify
nuggets
with
in the
gamers.
car? How do you dip the nuggets in the car?
that's
Dude,
the,
I can dip my nuggets in your car.
That's
How about
distracted
that?
driving. That's a ticket. You
How
don't
about
get.
that?
dip my nuggets in your car.
I'll so dip my nuggets in your car, Brisk.
Oh, tell us how deep.
Bring it.
Dip them all the way.
Jesus,
Fucking that
I was
sauce.
Wrist
trying to
deep in
ask.
that
I was
sauce.
trying to ask a question that would be relational to the player base,
I was like,
as opposed to, "Hey, Brisk, what do you do about property taxes that are above $10,000 a year?"
I was, are you,
You get
Okay,
screwed
look,
by
I
the
was trying
IRS
to
is
not
what
be a
happens. There you
bitch
go.
and be like, "Whoa, I got property taxes higher than your mom does."
well, I was like,
Wow.
are you like a one and done dipper? Or are you the double dunk guy? I mean, like how do you
Just
dunk your
trying to
nuggets
play
in
my
other people's
role. Just trying to
cars?
play my role.
You know what I like to do? I get the McNuggets, I get the honey and the barbecue. I'll dip it in the honey and then the barbecue. So I get honey barbecue.
And that's why we're
That's
coming to
pretty good.
Canada
I
for
like that.
fucking Eve Toronto North to beat your ass.
I want
Like-
LB
like
to teach me
in-game-
about poutine when we go to
in-game
Toronto.
LB. I don't want anybody fucking catching me at
Yeah,
the border.
only
I don't
in-game.
want fucking,
It's
I
not
don't want
honey
fucking CCB
maple
Falcon
syrup?
catching me
Yeah.
at the border and being like, oh my god, he's coming to beat his ass.
I'm already
Look,
already
not.
reporting you to the border agents
Well,
for human trafficking.
just-
so
I'm
I'm
just
just
saying,
saying
we're
in the
sorry-
country.
we're
Don't
sorry.
worry.
You can
Human
get the
trafficking of
Mounties.
his
You
daughter.
can get the
bringing her
Mounties.
up.
Well, would Falcon
Everyone
because
gets a
wow.
ride.
they might be held up in customs, so they might not even be able to catch you at the border.
This is why it all goes down, LB. This is why the fucking war happens.
Say hello for me at the border.
Wait.
Uh,
Rated Harvard says Open Comms Eve North Toronto. Can't wait to produce that. OMFG. Is he gonna be
Okay, all right.
hosting us? Is
Number
that what's
one,
going on?
Yeah,
we
we're
were
getting
talking-
we're getting Street
we were
Fleet
talking
again.
about this earlier in the week internally, but if we know that drunk fucking Raiden is gonna produce our drunk ass show out there, no matter
Oh, please,
what,
God, Raiden,
no matter
come to
what
Toronto.
tent
We
we're
need your help.
broadcasting
We
out
are.
of.
Help us, Obi
God
Raiden.
bless.
No,
Please, God, come to
Raiden,
Toronto.
Raiden and
Thursday
Miss
night.
Moses. Yeah, Raiden and Miss Moses are both coming, and they're gonna produce our
Yes.
show.
Look,
Are they
I
going to do
will
it Thursday
hold-
night?
I will-
Streamfleet is literally getting flown around the fucking world to broadcast all of this fucking Eve invasion stuff that's happening. Okay, it's happening in all these ways. They're literally going to be in whatever hovel is happening in Sweden for that guy's apartment. Okay,
Finland
is gonna Finland, whatever, same thing, right?
No.
It is totally the same.
No, Dirk,
I'm not even gonna feel bad. It's not like Denmark.
Dirk, I'm gonna beat
I'm
the
not feeling
fucking
bad.
shit out of you for cultural
Oh,
appropriating
damn.
them.
Whoa,
Okay?
Pop-Tarts are not
that's
safe.
like
No,
harassment,
no,
Rain.
They are
That's
not the same thing.
Sweden and that other place are the same thing.
Pop-Tarts are pastries. They're not sandwiches.
Rain just
No.
threatened bodily
Sandwiches
harm on Dirk. Do we get her banned?
changed my mind.
I think
That's a breakfast
That being said, I totally want to do the after hours fucking like interview with fucking Raiden Harmon and be like, yo, what was his like apartment like? He's gonna be like, oh my god, there were cats everywhere.
I'm just excited that Raiden and Moses are going to be there because we were all worried that they weren't going to be there. This is great.
So,
They're
Raiden,
cats.
we are very lucky to be asked to help bring the tour to your faces on Twitch.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
no,
Complete number
yeah, it's
one.
no, it'll be good. Also, Raiden, let Mrs. Moses know I will behave myself and I will be safe around the equipment this time. I'll wear my I'll wear my water wings.
What?
I'll wear
Don't
my
make promises you can't keep.
I'll wear my water
We'll get
wings
you a
so
sippy
everything will
cup.
be safe.
I want to enunciate that right now that Drayden is gonna be safe around your equipment, but like, look.
Raiden,
But look,
Raiden
that-
is
that
asking
sounds
you
like
if
the
you
start
will
of a
fuck.
broken
I'm
promise
just
to
not
me.
gonna
He
not
says,
smack.
will you fuck?
I think he meant like,
that definitely
will
sounds
you
like the start of a
fuck?
broken
I
promise.
think that's how he meant to
Are
state
you
it.
sure there's no comma there?
Well, I know, but like the British didn't invent commas; they don't use them.
Oh, okay.
Like,
He is always.
I don't know if that's true at
Don't
all.
let Drayden around equipment that you don't want to end up at the fucking lost and found of the hotel you're in.
He's always safer
3
around my
years later.
equipment.
like literally, like 3 years later.
Dirk,
it's
how
like
many
the
credit
fucking
cards have you
Twilight
left at the
Zone.
bar now in Vegas?
Jeez.
Hold on. I've never lost them. I've only misplaced them and then got them the next day. Drayden,
Oh,
on
all
the
right,
other hand,
okay, all right.
Drayden, on the
Got
other
it.
hand, found his
Got it.
fucking camera at the hotel like 3 years later.
No, it wasn't at the hotel. I 3 years later, I was packing and then just randomly came across. I packed the new camera I got that was the same kind, and then I was packing and getting some other stuff, and I was like, I opened up like a drawer in my desk, and buried underneath in the bottom was the other camera. I'm like, wait, no fucking way.
Dude,
That's the
totally what
camera I
just said.
lost 3 years ago. It came home. And then I watched some of the
Dude,
footage
I
on it, and I
totally
was like,
just
oh,
Trump
fuck.
said that.
Yeah, I know. So, oh, Raiden. So he's like, as long as he gets some Denny's breakfast. Raiden. Yeah, so Raiden missed out on the Denny's run in Vegas this year. But, Toronto, I asked LB, and he showed me there is a Denny's like a mile. It was like 1.8 kilometers, so that's just over a mile.
What is this kilometers?
Because
1,000 meters.
It's like, yeah, it's like the metric system is smart. We're actually really dumb for
Seriously,
not using it.
all you missed at Denny's this year is us making fun of Drayden for getting a milkshake. or
Yeah,
that
like
coffee,
I mean,
so-
like I got. I mean, you guys. I didn't even
Wait
get
a
the
minute.
soup.
Wait. If we're gonna go to Canada, shouldn't we go to Tim Hortons instead of?
I mean, I'm sure.
Canadian bacon? I want some proper maple
not.
syrup.
Don't go to Tim Hortons. Ick.
I
That's,
just want. Who's got the best poutine? LB.
we'll get you there. We'll get you
Okay.
there.
Okay. I was like,
Don't worry
like, I'll just follow your nose. And
Can I ask you guys a serious question?
No.
No, you don't have a serious question in you. Stop.
I actually do. I actually do. Do you guys believe that the Imperium with goons behind it, like goons, okay, which would be Asher at this point, right? Like, it's Asher.
Be nice to Asher.
Is he the Tom Brady?
Asher, no, because Tom Brady's a cheater and Asher's
Whoa!
not a cheater.
Man!
Oh, yeah!
Is he a known cheater?
Is he
or...
the
Totally.
Tom Brady of like what's gonna happen this Sunday when shit fucking goes down? Like, there's a bunch of people out there that want to be haters and shit like that, but like,
I think he's
is
gonna.
he representing the emphasis of Tom Brady within the Imperium of people who just
No.
want to hate, but like
I think
they
he's.
just
No,
can't
what?
actually front a team.
I
Okay,
think.
first of all, Tom Brady's like a really good quarterback, and Asher's only like a 23rd good FC. So
No, I think he's
therefore,
a
23rd
That's a
good.
good point, right?
in the
That's a
ranking,
good
they're
point.
not even like on the same level. Second
20
of all,
Well,
I mean, Mr. Beast on the top threes. I mean,
yeah. So if you want to say Mr.
I mean, look,
B
this is not
and
an
Tom Brady,
old-timers
that's a
game.
little closer.
I mean, I think his ego is gonna get deflated a little bit when he loses the Super Bowl, but
what was
deflated
it?
ego.
Deflate gate.
Was that?
What was it?
Hmm?
The
Deflate
ball-
gate because you're a cheater.
That, you know what?
Yeah, known cheater.
I don't know. I think the Rams are just gonna do what they did last time, not win.
You know,
and
Iron
choke.
Wolf, it just sounds like you're a crazy ex defending her stupid
honestly-
fucking boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like,
Shut
you're
up.
like, I got
Yo,
my
whatever.
feelings
Yeah.
about
Her
her.
boyfriend was hot.
Coming from you,
Like-
that's fucking classic.
Here's the
dude.
thing. I'm
That's
rooting.
the dude defending a cheater. Like, come the
Like,
fuck
you're
on.
the-
dude.
Yeah,
You're
but
the
her
one over
boyfriend
here
was
screaming,
hot. He was a Super Bowl winner.
No,
Oh,
I,
but my
that.
Tom Brady's such a good
Rah,
quarterback.
rah, rah,
Our
rah,
5
rah.
Super Bowls definitely got those on
I
integrity.
want the Rams to
That
win,
being said,
but
right
I
now,
think
is he
the
not,
I think the
is
Patriots are
Asher
gonna
not
win.
representing fucking Tom Brady's team,
I think the Patriots will win. I want the Rams
which
to
I
win,
can't
but
actually. Oh, see, you said it.
Yeah.
I can't say it.
I want the Rams to win, but I think the Patriots will win.
I just say
I
Tom
think the
Brady
Chiefs.
team.
I think the Chiefs were the best shot at taking the Patriots down, and that didn't happen.
There
It just
you go,
barely
bud.
didn't happen. And I think the problem is that they, when they scored that last touchdown, they did it too fast. They did like the Hail Mary pass. Like you don't. You
What do you
gave.
mean? What do you mean?
Well,
Too
yeah,
fast?
we
They
were
won
all
too
commenting
fast.
on
No. I'm saying the Chiefs. The Chiefs
Nobody
scored.
threw that.
Slow
Nobody
down,
threw that
you're
out there
winning.
because Eve fucking personality hasn't permeated the fucking social media,
No.
internet yet. But like, you can't win too fast. There's
Dirk,
winning.
no, you
there's,
you
winning
misunderstood.
a little hard, and there's winning
Whoa,
too
whoa,
fast.
No, Dirk, you misunderstood.
Whoever the fuck wins, they're not gonna win by
No,
cheating.
Dirk, you
So-
misunderstood. I wasn't saying the Patriots won too fast. I was saying the Chiefs, when they had like 2 minutes and 10
How
seconds,
dare you, sir?
they threw that touchdown pass and they just went for the one and done, bam. But then it's like you're giving Tom Brady a minute and 45 seconds with 2 timeouts.
Because if you give Tom Brady, like, hold on.
And that's plenty
Look,
of time
I
for
don't
him to
wanna
do
put
what he
this stuff on
always
Brady.
fucking does. And he's like,
And
1 minute left, ready to touchdown, bam, 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 touchdown.
Shirt Belichick, a minute 40? You know you gotta sweat. I don't give a shit if you're in Minneapolis literally right now.
I'm
Okay?
just saying that the
Like,
Chiefs
you're
should have
gonna
not gone.
sweat.
The Chiefs should have not gone for that long, quick touchdown. They should have drug it out.
Yeah,
And-
they totally. Hold on. Yes, the Chiefs never should have done that long fucking touchdown. They should have gone for something shorter. That like, and then what? The next play? And
Yes,
then
you
what's
get the
next
touchdown,
play?
and then it's like,
Please
well,
stop.
it's up to the defense. but at the same
here's
time,
the thing.
Quit
like-
trying to reinvent fucking history. All we
I
know
don't
is
know.
that out of the last 10 fucking Super Bowls, the Pats have done what?
won most of them,
Cheated.
or half of them.
Look, cheated.
Won half of them.
Um,
No, I don't think they've
well,
cheated
you-
in any of the Super Bowls.
Well, here's the thing. It didn't the whole thing with the Chiefs and the
There was
Rams
the
game?
Spygate thing, but that was during the regular season, and that was not on Tom Brady. That was on the coaching, or
You're
it might
freaking
not.
reaching, man.
Yeah,
Scouts. That was on Scouts.
That was on the
There were
Scouts.
sec-
It
they
might
were
not
like
have even
third
been on
derivative
Belichick. Who
players.
knows? Who knows who that was on? But that wasn't on Brady. He wasn't being like, yeah, why don't you go do all this shit,
Cheater.
like zoom in on their
I don't
mouths
know.
and
And
shit.
by the way, in front of an Eve audience, I really feel
Wait,
bad.
what's your
that
football
I'm
team?
Off
Oh,
onto
yeah.
what would be the goon kind of like.
We
you
are
know,
talking
team in
football, my bad, but
Telling my football team would be doxing myself.
Hey-
because it's
hey,
my high
Hyper.
school
yeah,
football team.
Erox, I know
Yeah.
you're
Which I
right.
was
That
a
is the
football
smart way.
manager for
What's
4
up,
fucking
Griff?
years. So you can sit there and talk shit all you
I
want,
got
but
my
I
pin
probably
on.
know more football than all you fucks because
Hey,
I actually get
oh,
on the
very
field
nice.
and on the sideline with the boys. So you
Go ahead,
suck my
hide it,
fucking
Briss.
dick, you
Hide it.
cheater.
Whoa.
I
Or-
have not taken this off since Vegas. I've been walking around DC on Capitol Hill with my Fat Bee pin.
Did
Underneath.
you have your challenge coin
man.
with it?
Constantly. It's great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I would wear it too, but I work in my house, so.
There you go.
Dude, you could wear it in your house. Your wife is not that fucking anti-goon.
Wish I could just
No,
work from my
no,
house.
she supports
She's a
my
little fucking
activities.
anti-goon.
I work
She's
from
like,
home,
don't let
just
any
saying.
of those motherfuckers over here. But
No,
still.
no, no. See, I have a great. I tell my wife, I'm like, dude, hey, honey, I stole a bunch of shit today. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Or I caused.
Yeah,
this
please
group to
don't let them
disband.
into our house. Yeah.
I wish I could work from
Why?
home. I'd just fucking never wear clothes again, except for Friday nights. That'd be like the only time.
Well,
I would
Dude,
do
I
it.
shaved.
it's like
It's
like
like-
only cool for the first 3 days. I gotta be honest.
No,
I'm
enjoy-
sure it'd
I
be
enjoy
cool all the
working from
time
home.
because clothes
My
are
wife
hot.
wears double socks because she's like, I think he might come across and take my socks off.
What? Wait, what? Instead
She's
of knocking
literally,
her socks
hold on.
off?
Look, I don't even fucking hide it. That's her little short ass fucking 1993 monitor over there. It's like I don't give her
The
shit. It's like,
CRT.
I want to make her beg for like more visual screen and shit like that. And she's like, yeah, fuck it. I'm just not wearing fucking like, more socks than like what he's willing to take off.
See, I don't understand what socks are because we don't get sub-free.
Yeah, you fucking desert people.
Okay. So we only got 5 minutes left. We don't have a whole lot for TV time.
Dude, we can do so much in 5. How much damage can I do in 5 minutes? Can we
just say?
Wait,
you gotta
on.
say all
You've
the
done
bad words. Say the
Let's
bad
all
words
take a
and
moment
off
of
your phone.
silence for
You've
1
done
minute and ponder that.
I mean, it only takes me 1 minute to finish anyway, so you guys can have the next 4 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a race, and I win every time.
I want to do a shot to Ja Rule.
I'm very proud that Drayden
Who
is that
apparently has been
self-aware.
out there. Who apparently has been out there on a number of
what
fucking
did you
like
say?
syndicated shows.
Oh,
Wait. Living like superstars, partying like rock stars, and fucking like porn stars.
Oh, you mean when
nice.
Fire
extended.
Festival! You guys not watched the documentary?
Well,
Which
yeah.
one? Hulu or Netflix, Rain?
Both.
I was looking for the episode where it showed both Elo and what's his name?
Billy McFarland, they look the exact same and they act
Yeah.
the exact same. It's so
What, they're-
fucking weird watching
Did
it.
it zoom in on their eyes?
They have the same smile, the same mannerisms. It's like really fucking creepy.
But was he
watching it.
tall enough?
okay, but
Yeah, Billy McFarland's pretty
no.
tall. If you
the
look
one
at
thing I
it.
want to bring on TV time though.
And Elo.
That's what they
just,
said in prison.
I mean, I guess this shows something going on, but Game of Thrones, like 2 months
What is it,
away.
Elo and Headliner?
Oh my god.
April 14th.
Yeah, Elo and
and
Headliner.
Yeah,
January.
it's-
Elo and Headliner.
It's
right.
whatever the Sunday is in the middle of the month. I don't know, but so
Yeah,
it's
whatever.
like it's like
April 14th,
2
I
months and a
believe it
couple
is.
weeks or something. I'm fucking ready.
So you're talking about every week.
I'm ready. I've been ready for like the last year.
I want to pre-launch motherfuckers out there. Okay,
I don't care about the show. I wish Martin would finish the damn books.
Fuck
Well,
that
yeah,
guy.
he
got
has-
two
That
more
guy
books
is so
left.
lazy. That guy is so
How
lazy.
can they
dog.
end
Give
You're
me
gonna
the
die
damn
before that,
books.
dude.
However, I do want to front up there for people out there. It's like, look, I'm sorry. If you're somebody who's like,
Sorry.
I just can't listen to it until later in the week. Number one, motherfucker, that shit happens on Sunday. HBO ain't fucking changing that shit.
Nope.
Therefore, by the
Prime
time
time.
we get it the next Friday, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just not bitching out on you. So you're going to have to fucking tune out towards that part of the show, which we will literally light the fuck up and be like, we are talking about how Jon Snow literally just got slaughtered while like fingering.
Yeah, we'll
what's her
always go
name?
like Game of Thrones spoiler time, and then if you haven't seen it yet, mute it, whatever. But yeah,
This
it's like
season's the end.
we do it 6
This is
days
the
after the
end.
fact.
We're
It's
not
like
holding
that.
this
There
shit
is
off until
no.
September.
I will tell you flat out right now. Anybody that bitches at us for spoilers on a Friday for a Sunday night show, get the
Is
fuck out.
dumb.
Well,
Just go.
also,
Yeah.
but Briss,
Yeah.
they can't because we give a spoiler warning
Expanse.
beforehand. We give spoiler
Yeah.
warning and then we go
So there was a
spoilers.
tweet. There was actually a tweet about the Expanse. It's all going on to Amazon now, and I think they're actually doing a season 4 at some
Oh
point.
my
They
god!
didn't
Can
say
you
when.
believe it's all going on to Amazon, Rain?
Whoa.
They better
Can you
because
Well,
they
no,
didn't
so
finish
you
Can
it.
you
actually
believe it was
watch
Wait,
the
is
announced
show.
it
that
half
they
of
got
it go to
bought
his
by
wife and
fucking
half of it goes
Amazon
to
Well,
after
no,
it
so
got
now
canceled?
Amazon?
they're actually announcing
Dude.
all this season, so you can actually watch it. And
Buck
then
Strider's
they're gonna
point
have
is
a new one.
100% valid. We're gonna get the new Game of Thrones book the same time we get Star Citizen.
That's
Damn.
not.
Did he finish
Oh,
book
Ben,
6?
I looked at it
That's
today.
true.
I pulled
That's
up his
true.
website and looked at the Not a Blog and all that kind of shit. It has been 6 years since
Well,
the last
no.
book.
Here's the joke.
Well,
and I-
six years.
Busy
I haven't-
eating
Have
chicken
you
McNuggets.
guys
Are we getting a
looked
spin-off
at George
TV show?
R.R. Martin the last 8
Prequel,
years
yeah.
and
Yeah.
thought that guy's gonna be the fucking drunk meth addict that's gonna get us our fucking
Yeah.
story on time?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
but it's
no,
like,
no, no.
come on, dude.
but hold on.
He
So,
started.
like
Look,
he's-
this year is the 20th anniversary.
None
of
of you
the
looked
start
at
of-
him when he was
of
in
shit.
college and said, that's gonna be the guy that writes our fucking story of all time.
well, now hold on. I heard a
20,
thing.
Whoa.
26, 7 books in 20 years. Come on.
Well, I heard
I mean,
a thing. I
Stephen
don't
King
know.
does
I don't
that
know
in
if
a
this
month.
is. I don't know if this is true, but I heard a thing that like it took him a year to write the first book, 2 years to
Stephen
write the
King had a
second
bad
book,
dream
3
and write
years
the
to write
book
the
about
third
it.
book, 4 years to write
I
the
know,
fourth book.
right?
And it's like it's literally like it's progressional. Like it takes as many years as the number of book it is to write. But here's the thing. So when Game of Thrones is done, they're going to start a new show, and it's going to be about the First Men. You know,
Jon Snow, the young
the
prequel,
ancestor,
yeah.
the ancestors
fine.
of the Starks, like 10,000
Look,
years
if
in
they
the
want
past.
to do, he did a Targaryen book that came out in December. If they want to do that, I don't care. Just
why is he
give me the
writing other
rest
books
the
instead of
fucking
finishing the goddamn regular
the
story?
books are different than the show, and I want the books.
None of you
I wanna
guys.
read
So
the
wait,
books.
none of
you
you
say
guys
Jon
back in
Snow
the fucking day.
dies?
Look. Number one, this show has been talking about Game of Thrones from back in the time when like Drayden's like, but I read the books. You guys are all dicks because you know what? I'm so far ahead of you. Fuck you.
Correct. I was
Okay,
like that with
And
my
then-
wife when we watched the
and then
show.
HBO sat there and set off and said, "Fuck you. We got seasons to make." And then they made seasons, and
The
Drayden was
season
like,
knows
"Wait a minute,
no
hold on."
name.
All you shit caught up to me. Oh shit, there's a blue fucking dragon that like
Whoa.
snorts ice.
Wow.
Well, hold on, Dirk. I never claimed the
And
book
now-
is.
and now we're at the point where it's like, wait a minute. This is all getting fucking cranky and shit.
Dirk, I never claimed
Grandpa,
that I was
you
read the
don't know
books.
home.
Like I said from the start, I read half of
You
book.
were one of those fucking dicks
No,
back
no.
in the day. You're like, I don't need to read.
No. I said this was like when it was into season 3. I was like, I read half of the first book before the show started, and that was it. Half of the first book, and
Oh,
then
you were a half book guy.
I read half of the first
entire
book.
Wow.
series before the fucking.
No, I read
shows
half
came
of the
out.
first book, and then I
Wanted the
didn't read
next
the rest
book.
because I watched the show. I'm
I
like,
gotta be
this is
honest,
good
Cap
enough.
Strongest, I don't
So I
read
never was
fucking
like that, well,
bullshit,
technically
like
in the
with
books,
dragons
blah,
and
blah,
shit
blah.
like
He
that.
doesn't
Like,
read.
I grew out of that when I was in a fucking motorhome rolling across America, being like, what is my dad doing up in the front end of the fucking RV?
When's
Now,
Dad coming home?
Now, Game of Thrones, or not Game of Thrones, my Lord of the Rings, I'd be a little different because Lord of the Rings, I have read all the books and like.
I love Lord of the Rings. That's
I-
such
I-
a
Oh
good
yeah,
think-
book.
Tolkien.
I've read
Great.
Lord of the
We
Rings
had
twice.
3 fucking episodes, right? How many books?
Well,
Someday
no,
I
I've
will
read.
read that to my
Was it
kid. Right now we're reading
27
Civil War
fucking
books.
that got concave down into fucking 3 movies?
No, The
You're
Hobbit
talking about The
is
Hobbit.
one book, and then Lord of the Rings is it's 3 books,
yeah.
but
The Hobbit
four
was one
total.
book that should not have been made into 3 movies.
no,
Yeah,
it was
I
one
agree.
book that should have been
Three
one
Yours
movie.
is
They
Relax,
added more
Brisk.
than just the Hobbit. When
No,
they made
no,
the
I
three
agree with
movies, they
Brisk.
added more story than just the Hobbit.
I agree. No, the
Which is
Hobbit-
true, but there was enough story for one movie in the Hobbit.
The
that
Hobbit
they had
movie.
to
No,
spread it out.
I totally agree with Briss. The Hobbit movies were way too much. There was
Way
too
too
much
drawn
bullshit in them.
You know what I want to see about the spin-off series? Remember that year that fucking stabbed in the fucking like punched out eye guy fucking had at the end, right? But like, what was his
What?
year like in fucking Cap's
I don't know what the
Landing?
fuck you're talking about, dude.
The stabbed out, punched eye guy.
Like punched out eye guy. What was his
Oh,
year
what-
like?
Oh,
You know,
like
Oberyn.
during
what I'm
Oberyn?
talking about.
Oberyn.
Oberyn?
Okay,
Oh,
it was like
Oberyn.
it was
Oberyn's
like
so good.
what was he fucking doing throughout the year? I want to see one
He was
season of
fucking
him just being like,
politicizing.
motherfucker, I'm down here at Caesar's just rolling.
Wait, Oberyn.
Oberyn,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the
Ugh.
sand snake
Martell.
and shit.
Right.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is a
Yeah.
that is a relative kind of like spin-off that I want to see for one season, not two, not two.
Okay. You know
Three
what I would
is
like to
too
see?
many,
I want them.
four is
They need
much
to
too
make. They need to do a real, not shitty, Wheel of Time TV
Yes.
show.
Yes.
That would be great. I would like to
Fuck
see that.
Yes, I read that in like middle school. I was reading 1,000-page books in middle school. Like, fuck yes, I love Wheel of Time.
And that's another example
the
of
problem.
That actually
guys that can't
explains a
finish their
lot.
fucking series before they die.
Fuck you. The problem is no, don't spoil it. But the problem is,
Like
is
Tom
that
Clancy?
it's so many books and like there's so many stories in it that you can't really do it justice.
But that's why you could do different series. You could do different seasons and different stories. I mean, frankly, look, I love the Wheel
Or
of
just
Time.
Star Trek.
Some of the
completely
books in the middle,
change your fucking like timeline.
some of the books in the middle you can forget. They're
I
just
think they
not that
did. Did they
memorable.
do? They did Sword of Shannara too. They did like an MTV show.
Whoa,
of, like
They
Sword of
did
Shannara.
like one
Rate my Chris.
teaser
Sword of
for
Shannara.
Wheel of Time, but that was
Sword
it.
of Shannara is another trilogy.
Sword of
kinda like Lord
Shannara
Rings.
is literally the fucking shit for all you fucking like, you know,
Yeah,
end of the
Dirk.
world fucking like Sword of Shannara, the shit.
I need to read that. I'd love to see a Rift War.
But now
yeah,
we're
read
getting
Sword
the
of Shannara.
fucking
It's
TV
I would love to
time.
see.
I'm just totally fucking throwing out there the magicians. If all of
That's
you
what I just
bitches
said.
Dude,
aren't fucking listening to, or watching the fucking magicians,
When it starts-
did you say that, Briz?
Not the magicians, but the book Magician.
Oh,
if
yeah.
they would do a Rift War show, that would be good too.
Okay,
I would like to see
I'm,
that.
I'm
They
not sure they're
start a
the
new
same
one?
thing because honestly, I'm totally not into lore and shit like that. But if like you're saying they're the same
I
thing,
read a lot of fantasy
and they
books.
also have Summer
No.
Bashir being fucking Queen fucking Margot, it's like
Margot, you pat
blast
Can I just point out
Hey,
that
Blossom.
Drayden
Good
actually read the
evening.
Silmarillion, which
Wait, hold on.
is
Time out,
very
time out.
dry and very.
Time out.
I read the Silmarillion 3
Yeah.
Shut
times.
the fuck up. Who?
Do we need to go to the
Drayden
after
read
show?
the Silmarillion,
no,
which is
no,
a
we
very...
don't. No, we don't need to go to after
No,
show
we're
We're doing
because
the
who?
after show, Dirk.
Who?
I did.
Me, us.
No, okay, hold on. She was saying I read this. I've read the Silmarillion.
Blast 'em!
Oh,
What's up?
What's
Hey,
up?
Blossom.
Shit.
Exactly. It's not just me being a dick. It's literally me saying, "Fuck yeah, Blastum's here."
What's up,
bless
man?
you, motherfucker.
Hey,
All right, Drayden, we gotta go to after show though.
Okay, yeah. Well, I was just saying, like,
no,
I
actually
read.
we don't because nothing comes on
Yes,
after
we
us.
do.
Because like,
Actually, we do.
fuck
It's
INN.
easier to cut. It's easier to cut.
Fucking degenerates
Alright,
on
alright.
the INN show.
We should do this. We should.
Yeah, because
Later.
I don't think anyone wants to hear us talk
We
about like
shouldn't,
Lord of the
Ray
Rings
said
and
we
shit.
should.
But
We should build a wall. We shouldn't build a wall. We should just like let people never
Well, I thought
Climate
Mexico's paying
change
for
that
it.
real.
play the fucking wheel that the Game of Thrones threw you.
Wow.
I'm just really impressed you all read like fantasy novels and like.
oh yeah, I
Yeah.
love fantasy.
Whoa,
Exactly.
novels.
whoa, whoa,
Exactly.
you
So
I
gotta
really
make the
freaking
Because
appreciate
they've
Jenny.
got women that have
Oh.
armored breasts.
Do we say goodbye?
I'm reading
now?
the Raven Shadow trilogy right now.
All right, we're out of
Pretty
here.
good.
We'll do a shot for the
We're
road. I
gone
will.
right now.
Drayden, you want to do a shot for the road?
I'll do a shot for the road. You want to do a
For
shot
these
for the road?
bitches?
Just right off the nip.
Who are the bitches out there right now? Look, I literally.
Well,
got
we got
fucking
bitches in
handles
here.
now.
We got-
Yeah,
I'm not,
Tito.
I'm not with your
Starkiller.
1 liter bitch.
Morgan
Well,
Starkiller
he
is out
really
there.
put in freaking
I'm
pop-up with
gonna
that
do a
Tito.
shot for. I'm gonna do a shot for my man Blastum being here.
Oh
Blast
yeah.
I love you guys.
Cause Blastum's up. He's
He's a good
literally
guy.
our
Good guy.
hometown
He's a good
motherfucker.
guy.
Whoa,
All right,
so
later,
is
bitches.
Blasphemy the same?
All right,
as
later,
Dirk
later,
retirement?
bitches.
Later,
We're gonna be
bitches.
on Drayden's channel.
All right,
and
yep.
Adam
We're
and
rolling
James
out. You know we are.
in chat.
Yep.
Rain said we are. Like, so I don't have a fucking answer
She's
for
in
that.
charge.